Hello, we are live. Hello, we are back once
Hello.
again.
As I was saying,
Yeah, go ahead. I don't have a TED talk
so
immediately, so go.
to find to find a shitty mic nowadays, one that makes you actively sound terrible, like actually bad and not like hard to understand, you have to go out of your way to do that.
You don't just buy Turtle Beach?
No, because I have a Razer mic.
No, I meant like to get actively shitty mics. I'm just like, yeah, Turtle Beach.
Oh, I guess I've never owned one of their products because I never had an Xbox.
And you can plug that into PC too. That's what I did with mine.
Eh,
Yeah.
I think the worst mic I used was like a laptop mic.
Oh, is that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is an exceptionally shitty mic. That's true. I can't fault with that. But.
Yep.
Hi,
Otherwise,
everyone. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
I don't have a TED talk this time to go on for an hour. I've got other stuff, but I'd rather like have our third co-host come in so we can actually discuss like how to approach the story with this new information I was presented as a way of examining the story. So that'll wait like a few minutes while we just shoot the shit till then. Anyways, what's up? You were saying?
Not much.
Mm-hmm.
Buying like actually shitty computer peripherals nowadays is a lot harder than you might think. Because you can get pretty decent stuff for like $30.
Yeah. Like I'm hoping you had anything to go on beyond that because I'm just like you're probably right, but I'm audio guy. I buy high end shit.
I mean, so I'm not a Razer fanboy by any mark, but like all of my peripherals except for like my drawing pad are Razer, which was just more of a coincidence than anything else because I bought my mic off of a friend for $10. The keyboard I have,
Yeah.
my mom got it with her Mac when she bought it from a guy.
A guy.
The only
Razer.
No, like from what is it? The Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
She just had like this $120 keyboard. I was like, well, that's mine. You can have my old one.
fair enough. Can't fault that.
Yep. The only Razer product I've actively gone out of my way to buy is my mouse. That's just because I like the feel of the Death Adder.
Yeah, I think the only Razer product I've got is a keyboard, and that's just because I got it with my while I was grabbing a bunch of various computer parts and building it for college. So, at the time it was top of the line. Now I've got to actually start eyeing saving up for some new hardware, because if game devs don't learn how to optimize their shit again, and they're telling me, oh yes, you need a 4090 to run a thing at fucking 1080 30 FPS, I fucking will fight them. I'm gonna find their homes, crawl in, and fight them to death with a book on optimization and like a copy of Pokemon Gold and Silver for the GameCube, Game Boy Color. That was it. Not GameCube.
I have complaints about optimization video games. So apparently, with the new update for Cyberpunk,
Yes.
it won't run as well on just a hard drive.
Okay.
So you're basically required to get an SSD.
You don't have an SSD, or
I don't. I have an external SSD. The keyword being there, external,
yeah, that'll do it.
where all of my games are installed and downloaded. Because my internal hard drive is 250 gigs.
Oof. Can't have nothing on that.
Can't do
actually
shit with video
worthless.
games on that. The external is 2 terabytes.
Yeah, that's like a reasonable size for nowadays.
Yeah.
But
I also can't do shit with anything that requires more than 8 gigs of RAM.
oh right, because you've got shit for RAM too.
Because I have 8 gigs of RAM.
So you're just running on the most computer you could possibly have at this day and age.
If you're ever wondering why I only play Fallout, that's the reason. Fallout New Vegas runs like a dream on my computer. Other games?
You could play indie games or something else.
I do play indie games, but I also like Fallout a lot.
I can tell. That's your fascination, like Maria's got the lactism for magic and Beatrice and witches.
Fallout, history, zombies.
Yeah, those are your three.
Those are the three things I know the most about.
Mm-hmm. Shit, I had... Well, what else we're talking about? Because I think we're pretty much dying on that topic, so,
Yeah. What are you doing, Jimmy?
Yeah, you go get a drink. I need to think of something else to talk about, or...
That's not what I said. I was asking my dog what she's doing.
Oh. Okay.
She was just, like, dancing around on the blanket.
Just got the zoomies spinning around in the spot?
Like, yeah, she's like, because she's part Chihuahua, she likes to dig.
Ah.
And, like, burrow.
Okay. That's fair.
Velvet says she was coming?
No, I was just shifting ahead because we seemed we were dying on a topic, and I was ready to emergency switch us over to just doing a quick start of this, then, in case, while waiting for her. Because I don't have my, 22-point topic of, breaking down various things for this one in particular, but... And I could possibly, if you give me a sec, to look through, my other backlog of notes. But that was from also when I first played the game before we started this stream thing, so it could be out of date.
True.
Okay, actually, no, this is something we can do. While waiting for Velvet. What we saw, the first set of murders before anything else happened. We saw that happen, and then it's cutting to this, which I think Jessica and Kenan are gonna die again before we get a new set of, actual information from Beatrice about what's happening with the first Twilight and the investigation there. So let's just start speculating shit on what happened there, who done it, how done it, and why done it, and stuff. Because, first things first.
Beatrice.
Okay. First things first. That's the current leading theory is, yes, it was just straight up Beatrice. But...
It was poison again.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Before we get to any of that, we have speculation on, how they died, but let's start with the concrete facts. Their bodies were found in the chapel. Yep. Their bodies were found in chapel, sitting at a table that wasn't there before, normally doing there. And then filled with all the candy and stuff like that, and the gold. So, at some point in time, whether they were alive or dead, they had to have gone to the chapel. And we saw the same thing happening in the end of, the first night where we saw all the siblings and their spouses meeting up there. So, why was Rosa confused about the fact that, everyone was found in the chapel and dead?
They probably went to a different location afterwards.
No, but then she wouldn't be surprised about, what's going on with the chapel, what's going on here. She would have seen everything happening there, at least at some point, and known, oh, they have that. How much of what we were shown was actually real and not just, judged up by the narrator that isn't Battler, because there's, 2 or 3 different narrators going on, with Battler being one of them. How much of that was, say, Beatrice being a narrator, trying to judge up everything as, this is supernatural and happening around us?
I mean, if Rosa is confused on it, we can assume that it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. But then why were we shown what we were shown? How much of what we were shown did actually happen, or what would have changed then? Because that is a big detail where everyone just giving up and say, yes, the witch is real.
it's possible that was just there to put there to fuck with Battler, like narratively, to fuck with Battler.
Okay.
Because we know for a fact that Meta Battler, our Battler, is watching this happen, and that Beatrice, who is in control of the situation and in control of herself here, is making things seen.
Okay, but is Battler actually seeing everything that we, the reader, are seeing? Yeah, how much of a shown could be shown if a shown could show shown? Exactly.
How much?
Because some of the stuff we, the reader, are being presented to, like, try to solve the mystery is being presented just for our sake, and what's being presented to the actual Battler. Because this is a meta-narrative because this is the second time we're going through the same events. This could absolutely be Beatrice fucking with us, the reader, and not fucking with Battler.
It could be. So, I'd like to propose a theory.
Go on.
The reader is Burncastle.
Okay.
Burncastle is able to see the same shit that Beatrice is seeing.
Uh-huh.
Beatrice has a little more control, and it's a little more powerful than Burncastle. As Burncastle said herself, that's a bad matchup.
Yeah, just rock, paper, scissors is a bad type matchup.
Yeah. So, if we assume that the reader is Burncastle,
Okay.
and that Battler is just a player in this game, it could have been put there to fuck with Burncastle. Well, we can assume that Battler can at least see some of what the reader is seeing.
Yes.
He saw what happened with Maria and Rosa, for example. He's able to see the shit that's happening around himself in the actual
everything
narrative.
we see where Battler is able to actually pop up and ask Beatrice what the fuck, we know for a fact he is able to see.
Yeah, and we can assume that when he is on screen, even if it's not meta one, he's seeing it.
Yeah, okay, that's a fair assumption. Let's go with that.
We can assume he has a tiny little bit of sway on himself within the narrative.
Yeah, I think, as it said, like he said, it's not his turn, so I don't think he was able to act out much. But now the murders have happened, I think this is when he's able to start showing his own initiative, like forcing himself to calm down and act rationally and stuff.
Yeah.
Once everything was set up and the murders happened, he was able to start his own, like, interactions back and forth. But
yeah,
I don't think Battler can see everything, especially stuff we might be being shown. Yeah. Because even in like the first episode itself, we presented a ton of stuff Battler didn't see, but we the readers were shown, and it had like different ways of viewing it. Because a lot of the stuff where we're shown like third-person narration stuff outside of Battler, it's a lot more just emotional context, like an entire backstory on why Natsuhi is the depressed child she is. Or, like, the whole emotional moments between, like, Ava and Hideyoshi before they got. But if we jump back to Battler, he's always trying to be, like, detective man. Or trying to, like, see thought process and reason out there, so.
Yeah. Like I said, it's entirely possible that we, the reader, are seeing through Burncastle's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who, while there, isn't fully involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, she gave a little bit of her power to Battler.
So
just enough where he can influence himself.
So here's the thing about that. The way the Witch's Tea Party was being presented, all like since waiting, I could actually just back out and jump to that.
Yep.
We were only introduced to Burncastle and the Witch's Tea Party, and she didn't seem. We weren't told any notes of who she was actually directly talking to besides Beatrice. But she was looking to camera when she was talking to several bits of it, trying to explain the rules of the game.
Yeah.
So was that actually talking to Battler, or was that talking to us, the reader? Because we have shown no evidence that anything's happening in... I fucked up. This is the wrong Tea Party.
Yeah. It's possible that it's Battler. It's possible that it's us. We can assume that Beatrice, the meta Beatrice, just Beatrice in general, I guess, and Burncastle are omniscient within the world of the game.
Within the world of the game, yes, they're able to keep track of everything, but
we can assume that Battler is partial on some of the things going on within the game, as we can call it. We are aware of a lot of the surface stuff.
Yeah.
And a few people with their thought processes.
Mm-hmm. But okay. I tried to remember where my thought process after that was, but I had to set up the game, so
yeah.
we talked about, but again, fuck, I lost entirely where I was gonna go with your words because I paid attention to this. Sorry, can you repeat what you said? That's entirely my fault.
If we were to assume who has omniscience in this game, it would be the witches, partially Battler, and not us. We're privy to some people's thought processes and the surface level stuff. Who's there, who's dead, and where some people were.
Yeah. So we're privy to what we're being permitted to be shown, we can't just jump to what we want, whatever. So we're being guided for a direct narrative by someone who is wanting to make us believe a certain thing. So, like, I think if we'll get a Beatrice, like, perspective, it's gonna be, there's lots of supernatural shit happening and it doesn't actually make logical sense. But that's being colored because Beatrice is trying to sell the story that she is the witch, that she is the capitalism, and we have to subject ourselves to it in order for it to happen. And because everything else, otherwise it doesn't make sense. But I feel there's whatever we're going to be shown like soon enough next in like later episodes. I was gonna wait for Velvet to get here, but I might as well just go with it now because it's unrelated. Since we're being shown multiple perspectives with conflicting worldviews, we have the phrases that we were put out that I was shown in this particular theory by that one Tumblr blog I was showing you the funny tags from earlier. Oh, hi, Velvet.
Velvet's here.
Hey, yeah.
Hi. I was just about to go off on another mini TED Talk. Good timing. How was dishes in your day?
Relatively fine. Ended up making dinner, specifically a chicken stir fry.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I had a Totino's cheese pizza.
Nice, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I had an Italian seasoning to it because otherwise it would have just sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had like some microwave air fried fries and some leftover fried chicken.
Yeah.
Depending on like because I could have gone out to eat at like Outback or something to food, but that would have had to drive back and then cause delays. So I'm probably gonna get something dropped off in the middle of the stream again by the family. But
yeah.
What I was gonna go on about. In that whole Tumblr blog, I started posting you the funny, like, tags from, like, Umineko was the ultimate Yuri. Ultimate Yuri and Ultimate Yaoi, because Beatrice is really just a cover story for Kinzo and Genji's, like, gay love romance. They were presented posited as a theory for how we actually have to solve the murders. Particularly just because of how thematically things are being set up and how characters are being presented.
Yeah.
In the first episode specifically, we were given narrators that was like, whenever we're under Battler, he tries to be like the calm reason man, but he also always gets overcome with emotion whenever something happens and stuff, as opposed to like what you would expect from an actual detective series. Like, he spends a good time going, God damn you, don't you have a damn bit of empathy? Blah, blah, blah. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, the theory posited to me in that, like, whole dissertation I read was this metafiction, part of its entire story, is a debate between the detective and the romantic. Are you following me so far? I can elaborate.
Yeah.
So, this is especially good why, Soundwave, you're good here, because I don't read romantic fiction and don't know their narrative structure and stuff. I thought you said you did. You like romance stories and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I like rom-coms. Okay.
But you have at least some basic understanding of that sort of thing. because
Yeah.
they're on opposite ends of the extreme. Let me put this back on. Of what kind of like plot and thematic analysis you need to engage with in order to approach the story.
Right.
Because detective fiction is all about a logical analysis and engagement with the story and the mystery being presented, so that you, the reader, can determine piece A goes to piece B and results in piece C.
Oh,
It has to
romantic fiction
have like
requires-
a lot of logical consistency and internal internal through line that makes sense for everything to happen. But the romantic go on.
Yeah. Well, romantic fiction requires. Well, it does require analysis. It requires emotional analysis,
Yes.
which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
To a lot of
Romantic
people.
fiction is all about letting the emotions of the scene achieve like the end result, as opposed to something necessarily making logical sense. That's part of why objective film analysis and something can't really work, because there's always a lot of subjective emotional impact of the story, of what's in the story and everything going on that can't just be resolved as person felt sad, therefore they must do X.
However, if you've read both genres enough in both genres, you can start to recognize story beats that will lead to a certain outcome.
Yes.
In a rom-com manga,
Yeah.
if it's about two characters and there's a third character introduced, that third character is not going to get with them, whether it's a childhood friend or just the best friend of one of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
That third character will be introduced as a love interest, but they won't end up with them.
Yeah. But
you can get the same shit in a detective story where you
Yeah.
have a second culprit,
Mhm.
a third character, someone who possibly could have done it. They probably didn't. In all likelihood, they absolutely didn't, and they were just wrong place, wrong time. But it's there.
Yes. So, the theory presented to me with those two extremes of the awareness is a lot of the way I tend to approach the story and the way we've been approaching it so far is through the lens of the detective. A logical reason of, could someone have gotten in? Would someone be able to get out of this locked room? How could someone do this? Etc. Because that is what we were initially being presented with in the first episode. But that was what we were saying. Meanwhile, the characters like Hideyoshi and Maria were being caught up in the romantic element. There's a magic going on in the world. There is a whole witch coming to life and causing a bunch of evil in the world, whatever, hurting our lives. If we want to get to an actual end result that will, for who the actual culprit is, who is doing what, and why, and how everything happened, it needs to satisfy both a detective lens and a romantic lens, so we need to take both sides of the story and synthesize it to make a true, actual golden end. Path of, someone killed this because a reason for, logic reasons of how someone died. But also the romantic, magical reason of, this is what fits with, the legend of the epitaph, how magic works in the setting, etc.
Today on Serial Killing, a guidebook.
But yeah, that's what I spent, most of my morning doing after I woke up and got laundry sent down.
But I do want to talk about how these first deaths played out.
Because second episode or first?
The second episode. These first deaths in the second episode played
go
out.
on.
The party.
Yeah.
They were poisoned again. I can tell you with pretty I'm pretty positive that they were poisoned again.
Okay.
And then they were somebody took a knife from chest to stomach, ripped them open. One of them being a little bigger than the others, Hideyoshi.
That poor man. Let me jump to the episode itself so we can just work through the bodies. One sec.
And then and then they were filled with the sweets.
Mm-hmm.
what probably happened with the actual setup of that table was it happened beforehand by the murderer, who we can assume is Beatrice, who is
We can
currently
assume
missing.
it's Beatrice, but
No. We can
here's
assume
the
it's
thing.
Beatrice,
I think
but
the
we
way
don't
she's gonna
have
fuck
to-
with us is
Yeah.
with how, since we're being presented with magic and this is a game is going to need some kind of consistent rule so that like we can establish actual facts. Otherwise, we'll just keep going constantly in circles.
Yeah.
So we'll need something to say like there was only one door entrance to the chapel or something that we both sides can agree on and use that as a like foundation to build everything off. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Therefore, if Beatrice is gonna be like how I think this with something like this, she will, no matter what, never say she actually kills anyone with magic if she does kill someone. So despite her lauding about this is how magic is done, X, I did it with magic, she will never
Yeah.
say like I killed X with magic in her like the definitive truth statement. So but that will be a way for us to establish like there's only one entrance to this room. There's only like these doors cannot be lockpicked. There's only one key, etc. Facts like that help us like set up the case and actually like will give us a solid foundation for a game to actually play between these two.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there was only one bed. You see, this is why, man, Cannon and Shannon are gonna... Cannon and Jessica, sorry. Shannon's still alive and up at the chapel. Cannon and Jessica are gonna get fucked on her bed. But not... Emotionally, she's gonna run back to her room crying and then get fucking murdered, like, on her bed or next to it.
Hmm.
It'll be tragic, but like a mirror of the, like, second Twilight in the first episode. God.
Milady. Please calm yourself, milady.
And I was gonna say, like, that's about all I've got for this, unless you've got other stuff you want to do dissertations and TED Talks on before we start.
Nope.
Alright. You ready to go, Velvet?
Yep.
Alright.
We still don't know who the culprit is. Beatrice Sama is an important, honored guest to the master.
So what? If we grab her by the collar, she'll definitely confess. If we can look her in the eye, we'll know. I'll see through her. A witch? Beatrice? I'll expose her for who she is.
Jessica never stopped moving. Goda and Cannon chased after her, doing their best to convince her, but Jessica never lent them an ear. Eventually, the witch's VIP room came into view. This VIP room was always sealed and never used. No matter what kind of guest came, Kinza would never let them in this room. And yet, the servants were always made to clean this room so that it would be used at any time. So, the servants had started calling this room the witch's VIP room after their other shapeless master. Jessica also knew this, and she couldn't stand that woman's arrogance by calling herself a witch by staying in that room. In calling herself a witch. The Golden Witch was just a fairy tale. I mean, come on, a witch? To Jessica, she was nothing more or less than the murderer who had brutally killed her parents. Question her, make her give painful excuses, make her spit at the ground painfully, make her breathe painfully. No matter how hard she pretends to be a witch, I'll teach her that she's just a stinking, sweaty human. Jessica hit the door to the VIP room while yelling with all her strength. It definitely wasn't a knock. That sound was the beating of her anger's hammer, whose message was clear. If the woman didn't open the door, she'd break it down.
Open it, Beatrice! Come on! You hear me, right? Open up!
There was no answer. Jessica twisted the doorknob without any reservation, but she felt the resistance of the lock. Jessica turned to the two servants and spat out at them, demandingly.
The master key opens this, right? Open it.
Milady, that would be horribly rude.
Although Goda was flustered, he still tried to somehow calm Jessica's anger. After hanging his head silently for a while, Cannon pulled a master key from his jacket pocket.
Kenon-san, is this all right? I am aware that it is rude if she is there, and in any case, if Beatrice-sama has nothing to do with this, she just has to explain herself so that we can believe her.
That's right. Exactly. Give it here.
Jessica snatched the master key from Kanon's hand and violently shoved it into the keyhole. Immediately there was a light sound and she felt it unlock. And without excusing herself, she flung open the door.
Beatrice! Where are you? Show yourself!
Jessica rudely barged into the room. The witch wasn't anywhere to be seen.
Bitch! She's not here! Where the hell did she go?
She doesn't appear to be here, does she?
Jessica, thinking that she might be hiding somewhere inside the room, peeked behind the curtains and under the bed, but she couldn't find anyone. However, there were definitely signs. Dracula, you giant nerd, where is my money? There were definitely signs that the bed had been used, and although it was a little odd to say, the atmosphere in the room had grown a little softer. It wasn't the hard atmosphere of a place normally devoid of people like the chapel. You could definitely tell that someone had spent the night in this room. But she could not be seen. In reality, neither Jessica nor Goda had met Beatrice yet. They had only been told by those who had met her that she was the spitting image of the person in the portrait. So they were doubtful about what her face actually looked like. However, Kanon alone had met her, and he understood what kind of being that witch was, and what kind of character she had. So he knew that if they were to force her in their way, So he knew that if they were to force their way in here, searching for her, she wouldn't let things go as planned. She must be watching us bitterly flail about in vain from somewhere, sneering at us. She's that kind of person. Because he was looking at things that way, Kanon was the first to find it. The other two were concentrating on finding the shape of a person, so they hadn't noticed. Near a water jug on the side of the table, there was a single sheet of writing paper. It was accompanied by a short message and a fountain pen which had probably been used to write it. Kanon understood the witch. The witch would definitely ridicule them as they found the 6 corpses, forced their way in here in rage, and were unable to find her. Ridicule has no meaning unless it's communicated. So in other words, this was definitely that.
Milady, there's something written here.
Written? What?
Jessica quickly dashed over and violently stole the piece of paper. She probably wasn't trying to be violent, she just couldn't control her strength right now.
What? She's mocking me?
As soon as she read the message, Jessica went into a wild rage, crumpled the paper up, and threw it. Then she grabbed a table lamp that was beside the bed and violently swung it around, mercilessly hitting the walls and furniture with it. You go, girl! Smash that shit! The light bulb shattered at once and scattered its shards across the room.
Lady, please calm yourself. You'll hurt yourself.
Let go. Damn it! Damn it! Show yourself, Beatrice! How could you do that to Mom and Dad? How are you that damn scared of me? I'll kill you! I'll kill you! Come out so I can beat you to death! I told you to let go of me! Damn it!
This was written on the paper.
Oh, right.
You, Velvet.
Pardon. Hold on.
No problem, just getting it.
Yeah. Did you think I'd waste my time waiting comfortably in this place for you to barge in here? You're too wild to be suitable for this intellectual night. It's just a little small, so.
Oh, sorry. I can't really control that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading things correctly.
I can take over if that helps, or...
Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
Like, thankfully I can see it clear enough. It's just making sure
Oh.
that I have it.
I heard the glass shatter after you said that she threw the piece of paper. I was like, wow, it's a heavy piece of paper.
That's what I thought. I'm like, damn, she threw that bitch through a window.
Yeah. What kind of faces must your parents have had after raising you to be such a hapless fool? Yeah, I saw them. They had perfectly stupid faces just like you. Now they are in Candyland with their bellies all full.
It
Well,
sounded like
yeah.
something the witch would write. It meant she had predicted one of those children who had lost their parents would come running in here. If she was hiding somewhere in this room, surely she would be rolling around with laughter. The witch was that kind of person. She sneered at people's misfortune, using it to stave off the boredom of 1,000 years.
Hand it over. I'm telling you that you will hurt yourself.
I said let go! Damn it! Damn it! Oh.
Go to grab the table lamp that Jessica had been swinging around and took it from her. Because if she kept swinging it around, she might hit something and get injured. To Goda's eyes, Jessica probably looked mad with rage, burning with the flames of anger. But Kanon's eyes saw it differently. Those were probably tears of sadness hidden by rage. Therefore, when at the moment the table lamp was taken from her, Jessica dropped to the floor, almost as if groveling, and started crying and scratching at the carpet, sopping what cat of a girl.
Speaking of
Goda was
cats,
yeah.
Unfortunately, both of my cats were like, trying to sleep next to me, and of course, Kudo's like the nearest to me, so her poor ears got the full brunt of my yelling.
Oh no, Rip Kuro. Oh.
So she jumped off the bed, is currently curling up at the vent.
Oh, curling up, not throwing up at the vent.
No. I'd be more concerned if that was the case.
Yeah. Goda was surprised, but Kanon was not. Her way of crying by brandishing her anger had been stolen from her, so this was inevitable. Considering she was a daughter of the Ushiromiya main family, she was in a very shabby state. She scratched at the carpet with her fingernails, and even her feet writhed and scratched at it. Jessica cried very, very hard. Because if she didn't, her rage would start building up again and swallow her up. But over and over again, she remembered that letter's humiliating message. What kind of faces must your parents have had after raising you to be such a hapless fool?
They weren't stupid. Both Mom and Dad were smart. They weren't like me. They were really smart. They weren't stupid. Take it back. Take it back.
Well, to be honest, I was kind of stupid.
You're a Disneyland adult, Kraus.
I am a Disneyland adult. Can you imagine being that self-aware? Disneyland adults would never.
This entire family would never. They're whatever the opposite of self-aware is.
Assholes?
Sure. And hell, like, if you read it one way, Ava, like, I think I mentioned this, Ava, the siblings, and the others, like, somehow deluded themselves as that Kinzo was fucking dead the entire time. And, like, they were just cashing in those pension checks for, like, 7 years.
True.
Which is the funniest reading of that entire, like, family debate going on in, like, the opening first episode. Like, everyone's just going off of that conspiracy theory. And then when everyone starts showing up dead, Ava continues to push that conspiracy theory no matter what, even when actual people have been murdered. Because she's just the biggest hater girl, and we love her for it.
Really?
Yeah, I saw them. They had perfectly stupid faces just like you. Now they're in Candyland with their bellies all full.
Ah, damn it! I'll kill her! I'll kill her! I'll slice her in the stomach and make her meet the same end. Ah! Ah!
Oh, there's the Andy. There's. I saw Malix's comment. I saw Malix's comment. My mind immediately started reading that instead of talking about like, there goes the asthma. Like, there goes the Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Oh my god.
I have too much of a habit to immediately just start reading what chat is saying. Out loud. God. Oh no, she needs her inhaler, and that's probably in her room, so that's where they're gonna die. I hate myself reading this ahead. Like, I can read this shit. I fucking,
Oh no, not the coughing line being immediately followed by.
No, I'm
she's
saying like
having an
my
asthma
coughing line.
attack.
No, my comment earlier about no, they're gonna like end up lying around dead in her room because they getting fucked in their room instead of fucking each other. Now it's gonna be, oh no, Jessica has an asthma attack. Canon takes her back, tries to comfort her, walks out. Ooh woo, Beatrice! Runs back in. Ooh woo, shenanigans. They're dead.
Uh-huh.
I fucking... Fuck. As Jessica cried and screamed, she triggered an asthma attack. The servants, watching over her, ran up to her hurriedly and rubbed her back, but that only provoked Jessica's wrath.
If you have time to do that, search for that bitch. Find her and bring her to me. If you won't go, then I will. I will kill her with my own hands. I'll slice her stomach.
You can do it! Cut her fucking head off!
Don't touch me.
Let's go!
Fucker.
Let's go for a witch burning party!
Case doesn't get it, but I watch a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, sorry, that's not something I might be a deadbeat, but I'm not that much of a deadbeat.
That has nothing to do with me being a deadbeat. That is everything to do with my dad liking Adam Sandler, and those being the movies we own.
Man, you can't even... I forget, that fucking wordplay doesn't work without being able to see the capitalism in lowercase. In writing. Fuck it. I thought I put so much effort into that, like 3 seconds of, hey, that's a good gag I could do, and you fucking ruined it. Why do I even do this with you? Jessica got up unsteadily, and as her asthma continued, she went out into the hallway.
Milady, your medicine, quickly. I will call Dr. Nanjo. Goda-san, would you leave this to me?
You know, I just had a dumb thought. Someone clearly, because of how much it was brought up in episode 1, someone clearly had to wear a dress to trick Maria. What if it was Nanjo, the big, fat, balding old man in a dress? Just walking up to her saying, here you go, kid, have an umbrella. Kill people with the magic missile and whatever.
Maria, I need you to go draw a thing on the shed.
I don't know, the fucking image of, like, Nanjo wearing the dress and being, like, the cause for all of that then feels so fucking funny.
I want to pause at the conversation that was had between Nanjo and Kinzo. What?
You must wear the dress, Nanjo!
Kinzo, look at me.
You will look fabulous, and besides, she's like
Kinzo.
4 years old, she can't tell the difference.
He's 9. And
Who cares? She's stupid enough to believe you.
I have a fucking glorious mustache.
Just say you're Beatrice, like possessing the doctor's body.
That's not gonna work.
It's absolutely gonna work.
Why don't you use young Canon? He's
too much of a twink. You don't get it.
To God.
You don't get it, Nanjo. This is funny. No one will
This
ever
is-
believe that you were the one wearing the dress. They'll all suspect it was the other women or fucking Canon for being the twink.
I hope you died of fire.
Canon had noticed. Goda, who was much older, probably couldn't feel the tears in Jessica's heart. Canon, who had noticed that himself, had to support her.
Canon, son, is this all right? I believe that Milady needs some time to cry for now. After seeing her parents when they were killed like that. You're right.
Goda also understood, and he knew of the modest relationship that Jessica and Canon shared. So he understood everything and left it to Canon.
I understand. I will go back to Rosa-sama. Please take care of Milady.
Goda knows they're fucking. Goda absolutely
get you
knows
some
those
big
two are
dog.
fucking.
Get you some big dog. Yes. Leave it to me.
Canon's voice was frail, but he nodded forcefully. After looking at his eyes, Goda also nodded forcefully. Bro respects bro. The bro code has been initiated.
Okay, but I'd like to pause it. The nod that was made, it's the dude nod. You know the one case. The like little like nod as you pass by another dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that nod. Yeah, I know that. Goda was a veteran with many years behind him. He had seen a great number of people in his life, so he knew the vigorous sparkle that could be found in the eyes of those who had self-control. He had seen that clearly in Canon's eyes. Therefore, he would leave this to Canon. Thinking about it, this may have been the first time that Goda had trusted Canon and relied on him for a job. Oh right, Goda is like the #1 Canon hater.
Class A cunt right here, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, be the hater all you want. When bro goes out, you gotta, like, respect that.
As I said, get you some big dog.
It seemed that Jessica was heading towards her room, leaning against the wall as she suffered from her asthma. Canon followed after wordlessly. If she had asked for a hand, he would have jumped over and supported her. But as long as Jessica didn't ask for that, he hid himself, watching over her from a distance where he could come to her rescue at any time. As Canon remained in that spot where 10 billion people would hope for someone else to be when their hearts felt like they would explode from the sadness, he silently watched Jessica's back.
And he was watching.
Then
He
finally,
sure was
she
watching. There wasn't much there. Battler, shut the fuck up.
Then, finally, she was crouching in front of the door to her own room. The asthma attack had stolen all of her strength, and her thoughts had gotten hazy from the lack of oxygen, so that she could no longer stand up. But right now, Jessica wasn't thinking that she was someone to lend a hand. That she wanted someone to lend a hand. Because she still hadn't been able to overcome the flames of anger. Because even if someone had offered her a hand with good intentions, right now, Jessica would start wanting to grab it and lacerate it. And she understood how unreasonable that would be. Until she could overcome the flames of her anger, she definitely wouldn't ask for help. Probably Jessica no longer even had the willpower to call for help. But Canon heard it. He definitely heard it. Canon definitely heard that voiceless call for help, which is shared by those from across the world who are grieving, and which, though they scream and scream, cannot be heard by anyone. Canon softly knelt by Jessica's side and wordlessly offered her a shoulder. Even as Jessica kept coughing painfully, she accepted it, unlocked her room, and entered.
This way. I will prepare your medicine right away. Fun fact, Jessica also takes steroids for an entirely different actual medical reason.
Jessica had often said that when she let her asthma run its course, it hurt so badly that it felt like she would vomit her whole stomach. Her
That
face
is
was
true. Have you ever coughed so bad that you threw up? Just me?
My
it
sister was the
sucks.
one born with bad lungs.
And worst I had was childhood asthma, at least.
My asthma as a kid was fucking debilitating. Like whenever I got sick, I wouldn't be able to stand.
Ooh.
It was rough.
I think the closest I had to that was like when I was in like kindergarten, I had like the flu and mono at the same time.
Ooh.
But
As an adult, I mean, whenever I get sick, I still like have a hard time moving around for more than like a few minutes. But it's not like I'm crawling on the ground to get to like places.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Her face was pale and her gaze wavered, and yet the coughing continued. Even so, her sadness was probably even stronger. After having her sit on the bed, Canon took an inhaler from a cute basket in a side table by the bed, and handed it over to her. Jessica sometimes forgot to walk around with her medicine. When it seemed like this was the case, Canon would take notice and secretly carry around the inhaler from the first aid kit in the servant room. But he hadn't done so today. That's where you made your mistake. You guys are separated from everyone else now. This is where you're gonna get got. You fools! She's gonna summon up her goat man sidekick to beat the shit out of you with a magic lightsaber. Or learn how to force choke you from a distance. Or she'll kill Jessica by filling it up with magic butterflies, then all the dust coming off their wings will like give her an asthma attack and kill her. I can keep going, and I'm gonna be right.
Alternatively, they get stabbed.
But if you want to do something creative killings like that, that's much more interesting and will fuck with Battler more.
Yeah.
He scolded himself, as though wondering how, after failing to bring it with him on a day like this, he could call himself furniture. Then he remembered the day when he had spoken that word and somehow betrayed Jessica's feelings, which jarred Canon's heart. But compared to Jessica's current sadness, he thought of that as a far more shameless emotion, and he suppressed it to the depths of his heart. When she inhaled her medicine, Jessica's wild breathing calmed down bit by bit, and she was finally able to regain her composure. But the strength and willpower she had lost wouldn't allow her to rise up from the bed.
Are you alright, milady?
I'm alright. I'm all messed up over Mom and Dad. But after I cry a little longer, I'll be alright.
Canon regretted misspeaking. He had said, "Are you all right?" to her. Was he really unable to notice the pain in her heart? This is why he was, ultimately, mere furniture. This was why he couldn't become human.
Umineko, become human. I will be in the corridor. If you need anything, please call me immediately.
Canon understood that she still needed time to cry alone. He told her to call him at any time, bowed, and made to leave the room. Don't do this, Canon. That's when you offer to stay.
Is there something?
Jessica had spoken as though she had wanted him to stop, so Canon had stopped. If she asks it, I'll do anything to help her. If it could heal the pain in her heart, right now I would even become a cane or a chair. If, by doing that, I can repair the pain in her heart I gave her that day. For a while, Jessica stared into Kenon's eyes, as though, despite stopping him, she had nothing to say. Just fuck already! For a while, neither spoke. Jessica broke that silence with a small voice.
Sorry. It's nothing. Could you tell Auntie Rosa that I want to be alone for a while?
I won't let you be alone. No, Canon!
Huh?
You fool! I won't let you be alone. So I will be in the corridor. At any time, call me.
For just an instant, it looked like some kind of hope flew to Jessica's eyes. But it was very faint and disappeared like the first snow does on the surface of a river. Yeah, you don't follow it up with, I will be outside. That's the sort of thing you say, like, I will be here for you, right now. And then if they... That's... This fucking dumbass.
For just a while, let me cry alone.
Yes. Excuse me.
Canon bowed again, and once again, and closed the door. Good timing. Twitch is about to force an ad break on us, so... We can jump to that. I need to get more tea as well, so... We will be back in like 2 minutes, and then... We can watch these fuckers tragically get murdered.
Yeah.
See you then!
I'm just gonna take a few sips.
Yeah.
Because I forgot in 10 seconds.
Hi. That took a bit longer because
Oh.
I apparently missed a text an hour ago saying my food was here.
Ah.
Well then.
So I had to run back down to go get all that done.
An hour ago when stream started?
Exactly, like 2 minutes after stream started, I missed that. Because I am big boy genius who pays attention to the phone I'm
really?
staring at directly from my camera.
Yeah.
Really?
Anyways, I've now got steak and broccoli, so I'll probably be munching on that in a minute. So
Yeah.
narration might be a bit slow. Anyway.
No big deal.
You said steak and broccoli. I know it's not from like a Chinese place, but it immediately made me think of beef and broccoli, and
That is
fuck if
one of
that
my
doesn't sound delicious.
yeah. That is one of my default things to get, like when I don't know what I want at a Chinese place. It's like it's hard to fuck that up.
Yeah. Honestly,
It's
for me, it's
super
breaded
easy
veal.
to yeah. It's super easy to fuck up beef and broccoli. You just get it somewhere that isn't an actual Chinese place. Because it will just be oil. It just tastes like oil.
Yeah.
Which is what it is. Demonstrably, it's not good for you. But if you don't fuck it up, it tastes good.
Yeah.
When I'm going to an Asian place, my default tends to be like chicken katsu or like noodles.
Yeah, honestly, chicken is hard to screw up.
Fried chicken's really hard to screw up. That's
Okay, that is the perfect pink. I love. Fantastic. Having to zap it like in the microwave didn't ruin it.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I'm trying to think, like, when it comes to Asian food places, I don't really have a default, but then again, I barely go out because, I don't have as much disposable income as I'd like.
Well, I default to. Really depends on the restaurant.
Yeah, that's also another thing.
oh yeah. When it's like a Red Robin, I get like I get the Pig Out Tavern.
Red Robin's an Asian place?
No, like just like it depends on the restaurant. Like depending on the restaurant, I use a different restaurant. When it comes to an Asian place, my default tends to be like stir fry or chow mein, or like I said, chicken katsu, because it's hard to fuck up chicken katsu because you have to fuck up both the sauce and the chicken.
So the way you fuck up chicken katsu is by ordering it at a place that doesn't actually like have someone who knows
Know
how
what
to
they're
cook
doing?
Japanese food.
Yeah. Although my favorite place to get chicken katsu is a place that's run by a Korean guy
Yeah.
who sells Thai food and Chinese. It's like you walk in, you're like, this is just an Asian place.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really nice guy, too.
You know, they generally are like I don't know. Asian store owners seem to always be like the nicest people.
Yeah.
I think it's just him and his wife that make the food.
That's
so-
also how it tends to be. There's like a small family restaurant that's a hole in the wall for the past 30 years.
Yeah.
Hell, the place I went to for lunch on Thursday that I like treated myself to. If I remember right, that's a second generation Japanese couple that runs it.
Ooh.
Yeah, husband and wife team are the founders of that restaurant.
Well, they've got a creative menu up if that's the stuff they're doing for like Halloween and stuff. I like it.
Yeah.
The izakaya I like going to has a robot server, or rather, just has a robot for bringing out the multiple bowls of soup.
Yeah.
Huh.
Named it Doraemon.
It reminds me that one of the TikTok accounts I follow is for like local food places, and apparently there's this Korean place that has robot servers.
We don't have that down here in the South.
Oh yeah, because you'd shoot a robot on sight.
We wouldn't shoot it on sight. We'd shoot it before we saw it. It's a warning shot.
I guarantee you, this is how it will go. That restaurant has a robot. Kill it! It's trying to take over.
It's trying to take our jobs.
It's there
Not
to vaccinate
again!
our chillins.
We have to make sure the robots don't rise like they... I can't complete that sentence. It just...
No.
That's a really dark, bad joke. Holy shit.
Ooh. Ooh.
Don't get me banned by TOS.
Look up what robot actually means.
I
That
know.
joke is
I know
really
what
funny.
you mean.
Yeah. But
Anyways,
one more
let's
thing
move
about
on.
that. Sorry, just one more thing about the place I went to on Thursday. Is that I was going to note that in the past they've done monthly specials based on Japanese prefectures too.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
Canada's a little more creative,
yeah.
is what I'm learning.
It's also a very highbrow of a joke for this dumb crowd.
It is a very highbrow joke for like a very... It's a very highbrow dark joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like a dumb niche crowd. Listening to us schizo break over a witch.
Hmm.
Anyways. He thought he had said something to give her some courage, but for some reason it felt like he had actually hurt her. But that's because you did, you dumbass. Why?
Hey, I'm gonna be right back.
Didn't know.
I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Surely because he was furniture. So even now, he couldn't grasp human sadness. As Canon repeatedly questioned himself, he walked down the corridor. He felt like the window at the end was coolly calling to him. Oh, and he's gone too early, motherfucker. How dare you? What was so important you had to run off right when your next line has come up. God damn. I think he's one of the co-hosts.
Yeah. Wild.
Next thing you know,
Actually alone like a menace.
what?
Yeah, he's just alone in his server.
Pack?
Yeah.
Wild.
I asked him if he wanted to join. He said he was sleepy.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
I'm stalking you. Oh, great, you brought him back.
Yep.
Hi, Pack. How's it going?
Oh, hey, back.
I think you're just in time, because if my gut feeling is right, we're about to see people die.
Really?
Also, the witch is about
And
to
I
pop up.
have to go. I have to go for real this time.
No! Read your
Go on.
line! Motherfucker.
Oh,
This is
no.
what we get. He comes back
Yep.
right as we're talking about him, and then he fucks off again. And he doesn't even, like, leave the voice chat anymore. What the... Come on, man. You're the one roadblock holding us back. We could be doing so much more, and he fucking leaves.
I mean, if we keep talking shit, he might come back.
Yes. Quick, everyone start insulting him. Maybe he'll come back and then get insulted, and then leave again. And we'll be stuck even further in a perpetual loop. It'll suck, but it'll also be exceptionally funny if that happens.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I'm trying to think, like, should I just keep talking about this, like, cute little... Oh, because I should also note that, you know, this local place that is a Japanese comfort food restaurant, like, not only does it sell, you know, food and is a restaurant, but it also has a gift shop on the second floor.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Good. We need you to read your lines so we can be free.
In the end, doesn't even matter. Sorry, I had to.
Fair.
Yeah.
In the end, I am nothing more than furniture, after all.
Am I? Not I am.
Am I nothing more than furniture, after all?
3, 2, 1, Beatrice. Oh. It was still pouring outside, a dark gray world. Even on days like this, Shannon would surely look at the ocean and know it was blue. But to my eyes, even if it cleared up, I could only see gray. As long as I cannot tell the blueness of the ocean, I am nothing more than a furniture imitating a person. Okay, now 3, 2, 1, Beatrice.
You really don't understand a woman's heart. In times like that, you should silently remain by her side.
I knew my bitch jar was going off.
That's why you're furniture.
You.
There shouldn't have been a trace of anyone in this corridor. It had been empty and cold. But those scoffing words approached Canon from behind. When he turned around, he saw that bitch. That bitch who hadn't shown herself when Jessica searched for her with a rage bordering on madness. Who had left a sneering letter to toy with her.
There are 3 ways to hurt a woman. Let me teach them, just for you. 1 is to hurt them with a knife. Another is to hurt them in their heart.
Can we get a guess for what's gonna be number 3?
No.
Nah.
You got nothing?
Grudge.
I'm not willing to get hit with the dodgeball prophecy, so I'm not saying it.
No, you have to say, we have to have something. One of us has to say something. And it's not gonna be me, because I'm already gonna predict the entire murder death.
The third is to leave them alone when they're hurting.
And the last one is the most difficult and the most effective way of hurting them. And yet it can hurt them without you even realizing it. Do you know what it is?
Being a daft cunt? How could I know? I don't even want to know.
It is to betray their hopes. No living being is more of a dreamer than a woman. They dream by themselves and hurt by themselves. A distant man like you hurts women the most. You couldn't understand. You don't have a clue how much you injured Jessica.
It is in fact being a daft cunt.
Yeah.
Because you're furniture.
I have no intention of going along with your nonsense. Did you appear only to sneer at me?
Don't be so full of yourself, furniture. You aren't worth sneering at. Still, even though you may not be worth it alone, if the 2 of you are gathered, that's more than enough. I never get tired of the pleasure that comes from laughing at the fate of a young couple.
What did you say? You aren't thinking, not milady.
I need 2 who are close as sacrifices for the second twilight. And the 2 of you are truly convenient.
But wait, don't misunderstand. Milady and I don't have that kind of relationship. We can't become the sacrifices for the second twilight.
Okay, she'll just kill you anyways. Where does it say she only has to kill 15 and that's it? That's the max. Or 13 or whatever.
That's why you hurt Jessica. That's why you cannot become human. Very well, then. If you won't admit that you have feelings for Jessica, I can accept that. But I'll kill Jessica.
Why?
You idiot! Isn't it obvious? It'll be fun to kill her and see the pained look on your face. Why else? Following the rules of the ritual, I will arbitrarily select 13 people as sacrifices. However, there is no rule saying that I can't kill any more.
Okay.
If I think it's fun, I can kill any number of people. So I will kill. Make me laugh as hard as I can. Alright, furniture. Canon.
At that time, Canon definitely heard Jessica's scream. Okay, this is a different track.
Very different.
The instant he blinked and looked down the corridor, the witch, who had been there making a perfectly ordinary face until a second ago, had disappeared. Right now, it was just him, standing alone in the corridor. And the person he wanted to protect was asking for help and was right over there. It was obvious what he should do. It wasn't logical, it was an electric reaction. Without a trace of hesitation or idle thoughts. The person he wanted to protect was there, and asking for help. So in that moment, he genuinely felt that he wanted to be the person who was there with her. When he flew into Jessica's room, his eyes latched onto a bizarre scene. The room was a fantastical world where a blizzard of golden powder danced, almost as though the gold leaf had been scattered inside a snow globe. No, that's not it. I've seen this spectacle before. This isn't gold leaf. It's countless gold butterflies. Beatrice's minions. Jessica was surrounded by countless butterflies and was waving her hands around, trying frantically to bat them away.
Milady.
Canon-kun. Help. Help.
Butterfly dust choking her up, causing an asthma thing. Ah! Canon rushed towards Jessica and violently brushed aside the group of butterflies away. The butterflies, beautiful yet filthy, surrounded Jessica's face, trying to crawl in through her mouth and nose. Jessica gagged violently, almost as though the butterflies were triggering her asthma attack and staring at her. What did I do to deserve this?
Indeed, when Canon ran towards Jessica as she choked, the butterflies stopped attacking her, and this time they began to...
Let me suffer for a moment, my guy. I'm not taking your jobs all the time. Only some of the time. But it's funny.
This is not the first time you put me in narrator role. Alright, Case.
Indeed, when Canon ran towards Jessica as she choked, the butterflies stopped attacking her, and this time, they began to elegantly dance a rondo around the two.
Canon-kun. Canon-kun.
It's alright. Well, there's still life in my eyes. I won't let anyone lay a finger on you. Show yourself, Beatrice. Are you satisfied now?
As he guarded Jessica in pain and using her inhaler, Canon yelled into the empty air. When he did, the empty air definitely laughed back, satisfied. Then she showed herself. It wasn't in response to Canon's demand. It was obvious because appearing and sneering humiliated them even more. And Eve was so much more fun.
Now everything follows the plot. Now you are carp on the chopping board. No, since the two of you are together, should I call it duck with green onions?
Ready-made soup. It's just good luck.
Duck comes bearing its own onion. Oh, duck carrying everything it needs to be cooked and eaten, so calling him a sucker, okay.
Yeah, basically. You. Beatrice.
Please stand back. I'll protect you, milady.
Yes, pull out your dumb, stupid, fucking plastic toy lightsaber you got from that one time Kraus let you go to Disneyland and fight back, beat her ass.
You know, Canon, it's really nice to get to know the servants. I'm glad you came with me to Disneyland. I was forced into this.
Alright. It's essential that the witch appears when the princess and the knight are together. Come now, won't you show me how much power Kinzo's furniture holds?
Show
You're
them your
muffled.
magic familiar bullshit powers, Canon. She snapped her fingers and then there was a piercing sound. When she did, a blizzard of gold butterflies started. No! And they began to form a small mountain when they whirled around. It's like, no! Just like how a cold, wintry wind swirls and creates a mountain of leaves. No! From that mountain of gold, a hand sprouted, and it appeared, as though a resident of the world from below, a resident from the world below, was crawling out.
What is this? What's going on?
Jessica couldn't comprehend what she was seeing right now and kept her mouth flapping open and closed. I know exactly what's fucking coming. The goddamn goat man I called at the beginning of the stream. It was a literal attempt to take in and digest the knowledge, to understand the incomprehensible.
Ah, there it is. My case.
So am I gonna also be right about Canon pulling out a lightsaber and fighting to death with this goat who's also gonna have his own red lightsaber because red and blue Star Wars effects? Then,
Probably
bam,
not.
he's gonna kill the goat man, and we're gonna get a magic anime girl Spike killing Jessica and then him. Fuck it, I've stopped caring.
It's gonna be a magic gun.
That which was crawling up was probably an attendant serving the witch. It appeared to be wearing a uniform following the pattern of those who serve, but its face was different. It was strange looking. It was covered with pitch black hair, it breathed rotten breath, and its eyes were filled with the same strange subterranean glow as lava. And the symbol of those who were not human, a pair of horns. It was the figure of a goat-faced attendant who served the witch. Jessica could no longer decide what to say. All that was happening in front of her could not be explained with this world's common sense. And she couldn't do anything except open and close her mouth. Jessica hadn't noticed this island had been already cut off from the rules of this world. Even so, she could understand that this goat attendant was this witch's familiar, and it was after her life. If she calls that goat a furniture, I was right about the familiar furniture thing. Calling it. And it seemed that the witch had already ordered that, as she faced Canon with an expectant gaze. She faced him with a provocative gaze filled with expectation, as though asking him how he planned to protect this maiden. The attendant that had looked especially like a beast when it had been crawling up, but in its composure you could see that it had more than enough dignity to be worthy of serving the Golden Witch. And you could tell that it was overflowing with the joys of furniture, wanting to meet its master's expectation.
So, in preparation for this stream, Case prepared a noose.
I don't think my
I shouldn't
ceiling
do
can.
that.
I don't think my ceiling fan can support my weight, and I know my toaster's waterproof, so. I had to learn that out the hard way, though, so.
Right.
Okay.
Anyways, why don't you show me the power of Kinzo's furniture? Don't get it wrong again. Understand? Don't forget that you're furniture. If you continue acting like a human even now, this won't be settled by your death alone.
The goat attendant made a gesture that seemed to be a silent bow. Was that in response to its master, or was it offered to the opposing Canon? Then, on the attendant's hand, a blade of wicked malice appeared.
Magic gun, magic gun, magic gun, magic gun.
It's a fucking sword. And Canon's gonna have his fucking own. And Shannon's gonna have a magic shield instead of a sword.
Oh, I mean, they kind of spoiled us in the opening, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Alternatively, Canon pulls out a fucking 1911.
If only we can dream.
Just pops a cap and Goatman and Beatrice ends it here.
We could absolutely dream that that's the end result, but it's nah. Anyway.
Nah. What is that?
Jessica had been unable to understand what was happening in front of her for a while now. All she understood was that this thing was gleaming for the purpose of threatening her own life. And right now, that was enough. Canon spoke quietly to Jessica, who was hiding behind his back.
Milady, please stay back against the wall. Never let your back leave the wall.
What? The maiden could obediently hide behind the great knight's back. Relish to the full pleasure of having a man protect your own life. Come, Canon, show me your blade.
Whoa, he's 16. You can't ask him to do that.
I think I'm gonna ascend to Nirvana at this rate, because watch now, he's gonna have a red lightsaber on his arm just like Goatman.
Ooh.
Saber! I summoned thee!
I think I have surpassed any rage I felt, and now I am just like fucking perpetual like Nirvana at this rate.
Peace has achieved peace through rage.
I've achieved a like integer overflow. Rage has calmed down and gone the exact opposite to like serenity.
Despite all his rage, he's still just a rat in a cage.
Beautiful. At least when it comes to giving birth to furniture.
Motherfucker!
So, are you ready to have that bad drink yet, or?
I'm getting it prepared.
Oh, I needed this. I needed this.
Where'd my candy go?
Okay, from the top, or at least like the first part of that line, I was interrupting myself. Anyways, at least when it comes to giving birth to furniture, Kinzo might reach up to my feet.
Something like this can't even be used to trim the roses.
Canon-kun, what is...
I didn't want to show you.
So you had the courage to draw your blade. How does it feel to have exposed the fact that you are a subhuman being in front of the girl you have feelings for?
Shut up.
So you feign composure even though you're really burning with wrath? I see. They say that truly hot flames burn a cool blue. Is that how you are now?
There's no way I can kill you with my powers. You are the moon. There is no way I can smash the moon by throwing a rock. However, in order to manifest yourself, you have to reflect your image on the surface of the water. If you throw a rock at the surface of the water, you might be able to disturb the moon for some time. But that doesn't mean the moon has been smashed, so... Until this life of mine is over, I will keep striking your reflection.
I like it, Canon. Begin, furniture.
Fight scene. How much of this is actually going to be animated, or is it going to be... Oh, we might actually get an animated fight scene. Let's go. Oh. Ching, ching, washing, ching.
Oh, a beautiful trail.
The witch's words of admiration broke the silence, and, for just an instant, broke Jessica's paralysis.
Am I dreaming? Oh, right.
Furniture of the witch, I will beat you down to the hell where you came from.
We had two different interpretations going on there. Oh, and there's our Canon Dab CG.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Oh? Oh no, is he
Today
done?
on Speed versus Power.
A strand of red remained on Canon's cheek. The witch saw this and grinned broadly.
You may mutter excuses about not being on your game if you wish.
This doesn't normally happen.
Canon-kun, stay strong.
It's alright. I won't die yet.
Oh.
Bisected.
But wait, it was an after image or a clone. The trail drawn by the goat's attendant's blade through a large arc in empty space. Canon wasn't there. He was behind it. Omae wa mo shinderu.
Nothing personal. Back whither you came and await your master. Die.
If this battle of drawing sparkling trails was chess, then Canon coming from behind was check. And press and press and press and press, and mate in 7. Had the goat attendant not even been given the right to go into death throes. As its knees buckled and it fell over, it crumpled softly into a bunch of gold butterflies. There was no sound of it hitting the ground. Even those who couldn't understand this battle could definitely at least realize that Canon had been magnificent.
So it couldn't win against one handmaid. It seems that you aren't so pathetic.
Oh, it smells terrible.
Do you want to drink it now or wait a bit?
I'm gonna drink it now and then we'll go get water.
Alright. Come on.
Bottoms up!
Yeah, drink, chug, chug,
Oh.
chug, chug, chug.
Oh. Oh.
Suffer! Cause I am the right one! You
get some
disbelieve
water.
me about magic and nonsense, but I was right all along.
Shut the fuck up.
How are you feeling?
I'd say I'm doing fine.
How about you, Nobu? How are you feeling? And he's just gone. He went to get water immediately. Not even tell us his initial reaction. Beyond, oh god, that's vile. Even an other like sound effects we could take on stream and then hold against him. Man. I feel so happy and vindicated now. I wasn't sure if we'd have to wait till the end to get something in like the end card thing with like the tips or characters separating like witch and human characters, but I'm ascended at the moment. Look, so happy. Fantastic time.
Almost makes up for Apollo pretty much barraging you with dodgeballs.
Oh no, I'm still gonna get my ass beat by dodgeballs the rest of this episode. I can feel it.
What?
Oh. Oh, you back? Oh no, he's talking to someone on his end. Okay, but yeah, it makes up for at least the feeling I had at the beginning before I reached like my momentary nirvana. Also, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm gonna break this bottle over your head when we meet.
Oh, don't worry, because it gets worse. Because
I'm not making another bet with you.
no, not that, not that. All of this shit we're seeing right now up until the end of the scene. This is almost definitely Beatrice's perspective, so we don't actually know what the hell happened, like, in detective vision, not romantic vision. So we're gonna have to break this magical nonsense bullshit down.
We can totally disregard it. Gotcha.
No, because two people are gonna end up dead. And if
I'm talking
Beatrice
about
wants
we
to
can disregard
fuck
the
with...
fight scene.
No, we still need to see what's going on here, how it happened, and then if you're just disregarding the fight scene, you're disregarding the entire romantic perspective of it, and therefore, like, not gonna get the synthesis to get a true result of what happened. Because this can still absolutely be read with a straight face of someone else came in and fought with Canon to the death with Beatrice.
You're next, Beatrice.
I could hear the
I'm not-
hatred in that line.
Well, good.
Just from, like, not even hatred at her, hatred at me. Yeah.
I need you to understand how actually terrible that drink is.
You're the one who
It
made the bet.
burned
I didn't tell you.
afterwards.
I didn't tell you need to do something that nasty. You're the one who made the offer and I accepted. Like, Beatrice, I will make you only do whatever you promise to do to yourself.
Oh god.
Beatrice was
I
secretly
had to
me
get-
the entire time.
I had to get one of the sparkling waters because regular water wasn't, getting rid of the burning in my throat. Because there's
Yeah.
sriracha in it.
Man. Canon's blade sliced diagonally through the witch's form like a hot knife through butter, and in that instant she burst into gold and scattered. She scattered into several thousand gold butterflies, and, for just an instant, the room was filled with the color of twilight. It was just as Canon himself had said. Attempting to slice Beatrice was just the same as slicing the surface of water where the moon was reflected. The witch's form was there, with an ordinary expression on her face, as though she had been there the whole time, behind Canon.
Nothing personal, kid.
It was quite an interesting show. In deference to that, I was going to let you get away. But now your rudeness has caused me to change my mind.
Excuse my rudeness, but could you please rip? So when's Beatrice's new rap album gonna drop?
Don't lie. I won't let you kill Milady. Even if that's impossible, I won't let you kill her before me.
You can't even do that much. Speak not, furniture. Be silent, furniture. Know your place, furniture. Canon-kun isn't furniture. Oh. And why do you say that? I don't need a reason. Canon-kun is Canon-kun. No, his real name is different. But a name doesn't make him furniture. Canon-kun has his own way of living. That's a very noble thing, and it's up to him to decide. Saying that he can't have an opinion because he's furniture, or can't have his own life because he's furniture, that's just all crap.
Milady, you mustn't provoke her.
No, I'm gonna say this clearly. Canon isn't furniture. He's human. Why? Canon-kun rushed to save me of his own will, and he stood in the path of you, a fearsome witch. And even though he had many chances just to abandon me, he didn't. Self-sacrifice is part of the noble spirit that only humans have. So Canon-kun is human. So take it back. Don't ever call Canon-kun furniture again.
But, lady.
Oh, now she angry.
Don't speak, human. Let us end this quickly. After all, this is only the second twilight. Now, I will sacrifice the two who are close, who accept each other's dignity. Come, arise, forgive the sins. Sin, one of the 7 stakes of purgatory, lust.
Is this gonna be your gun that you keep going on about, or is it gonna be an anime girl? The witch summoned her own furniture with a mixture of laughter and anger on her face.
Asmodeus the Lustful. Oh, sorry, I should have said Asmodeus the Lustful. Right here.
I was obvious that half the naked anime girls were involved.
It was Nanjo the entire time! He knew about Beatrice's anime girl spike foos. What I'm saying is we need to imagine the entire scenario as if Nanjo wore a dress that entire first afternoon.
Indeed. I've had enough of this farce. Quickly, execute the second twilight. Do not permit me to blink thrice.
Execute Order 66.
As you command. Another leader's shown up.
It took Canon less than an instant to understand. That ghost face from a second ago had been nothing more than a pawn to the witch. However, there was a marked difference in the value of this piece, of this furniture that had been newly summoned.
How lucky am I to be granted such gorgeous prey? You scared? How cute.
Furniture of the witch, I won't be killed by you.
You're acting pretty smart for a slowpoke who can't even follow my moves. Here I come. Hey, where do you want it? Where do you want me to pierce you? Answer me, cutie boy. Wherever you want it, I'll run you through hard.
Oh no, she's gonna peg him.
Oh, so she's going for his butt! Canon, protect your back! Protect your asshole!
Canon, clench! Clench like your life depends on it!
Just a quick jump behind him and shove something up there first to protect him.
Don't call me cute.
Here I come, Slowpoke. Come on, try to follow me, you blind idiot.
Oh shit, she's fast!
Milady?
I couldn't follow it with my eyes. Then my guess was spot on. Serves you right.
Jessica knew that anyone who sees Canon's form has an inherent desire to peg him. That's what he gets for being the twinkest twink. Sorry, what was the line? The nastiest, most evil twink in human death in human history. Yeah. Canon's back had been the target, but Jessica had predicted it. She predicted that the sneering witch's target would be the complete opposite of fair and honest, his back. But she had no way to block it.
So
She had... What?
we were kind of right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was my prediction coming true.
Yeah. Yes, he was in fact being built as a twink.
Mhm.
Okay, but say it's a gun. How the fuck are you gonna shoot someone from, like, in front of them and hit them in the back?
Ricochet?
With a
That is
spike.
one hell of a ricochet.
Yeah, one hell of a ricochet for a spike. Tell me how you ricochet a harpoon.
Oh, no, I was saying like a gun, not like, the spike gun. You were saying spike gun.
Yeah, because that's what she's been using the entire time. She's like, here are my demon spikes I used to and then she launched them in a weird way to hit, like, Ava's head and Hideyoshi's head in the first Tea Party. She killed them with the spikes. That was what she was claiming there. And
Yeah,
we were told there was no
she
other
just
death.
opened the fucking door.
No, and we were told there was no other way, like, wounds on there, so they had to be killed with the spikes. So,
Yeah, she opened the door, stabbed Hideyoshi in the shower, and then stabbed Ava while she was sleeping.
but, anyways. But she had no ways to block it. She had no aspirations to martyrdom. She simply had thought there was no way other than to protect Canon's back. So, she could do nothing but block it with her own back. The furniture of the witch, which had changed its form into a demon stake, was stuck deep in Jessica's back. It was an obviously fatal wound that reached as far as her lungs. When she saw this, the witch let out a loud, evil laugh. Because it hit exactly where the witch had predicted. Everything was as the witch predicted.
What's wrong, Canon? I thought my Lady Jessica wasn't going to be killed before you. Yes, that's it. That's it. That face, that look on your face is what I want to see. This has been fun. More than enough of it. Enough now. Die. Die. Make me laugh. Come, arise, forgive the sin. One of the 7 stakes of purgatory. Wrath.
Hold on 1 second, he checks something.
What?
7 stakes of purgatory lust.
Yeah,
Because
center.
Jessica
Yeah.
had the hard on for Canon, and now Wrath, Angie boy who's trying to fight back against the witch, is getting killed with that. But I also don't think that was the stakes they died with in the first game, so it changed.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that something I mentioned in the video that I'm probably gonna have to, like, chip away at for, like, the next 2 weeks because I'm too slow at video editing?
Okay.
Is
Oh,
the
thank-
spikes, the names of the spikes and the sins they're connected to, affected to how they died, or like how they were when they died, or the person's character generally? Just something
It
like
may be a
observation.
thematic thing with about the reason they were killed.
Then I'm
About like,
trying to remember how. What was it? Didn't Kumasawa not have the spike of like not the spike of sloth or whatever, but something else entirely?
I don't remember. That has been weeks now.
I'll check in a bit. Yeah, I'll check in a minute, but also saving, but
Yeah.
anyway. You read the line?
Yes, I did.
Oh, she's cute.
Satan.
Oh no, they're cute.
Oh no, Satan's
Yeah.
cute.
Oh no, demon girls in suits.
Oh no, what the fuck's up with the tie? Like, with this button all the way up.
Yeah, well,
Which Which coat?
complaints
That's
about
like
the
3
outfit.
things to button up there.
So you button up the vest. Why is she wearing a petticoat over a vest? So many She's wearing the one winged eagle.
She's also wearing like a leotard underneath that. And
Yeah, their shit's weird. I wonder if they're being added to the character list.
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
You check under
Probably
witches?
not, but I think we don't have witch category unlocked till the end. That's what, I think
Yeah.
they'll pop up in the witch category once we get to the witch's tea party. But yeah, this
Probably.
is suddenly turned to high school DD all of a sudden.
Satan, the Wrathful is here. The prey is yours. Eat him right now and close the curtain on his stage. If you were human, I'd say it's time for you to step down. But since you're furniture, maybe I should say it's time for the stage manager to carry you behind the stage.
I am not furniture anymore. I won't doubt that again.
Oh, you're gonna be killed by me again?
Again?
Again.
Okay,
so
he
he
was killed by Wrath last time then. Then who had Lust before? Because that's definitely changed now that Jessica's dead.
Ava.
Was it Ava?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I don't remember Hideyoshi, but it was Ava.
Okay.
Your chest. It's so warm. And it feels so good to stick myself in there. You know. Come on, let me have another taste. Make me feel real good with that hot, fresh blood in that warm chest of yours.
Are you gonna kill me or are you gonna fuck me?
Why not both? Either way, you're getting pegged.
That's a weird day I'm having.
Well, don't worry, it's over.
Oh. Yep. Right through the heart.
And you're to blame.
You give love a bad name. Yeah.
There was no way to block it. The sound of a woodpecker filled the entire room, and before he could blink, it was already right in the center of his chest. When you take a piece in chess, it's impossible by the rules for your opponent's piece to defend. So this was an obvious result, and one even specified by the rules.
Ooh, are we gonna see Battler?
Probably not, actually. I feel like he's not gonna see this. Because then he'd be asking what the fuck is going on? Where did these people come from? What the fuck is this? I think this is some of the blatant magic we're gonna be shown by Beatrice to add noise to the mystery. And then Battler's just gonna see the end result and have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Canon landed on his knees, and he apologized. Not to the witch, and not to Milady. He apologized to Jessica.
Sorry, I couldn't protect you.
Don't worry about it. You were really cool.
Canon finally fell over. He landed next to Jessica, and the two of them lay there like Gemini.
You know, Canon-kun, you aren't furniture anymore.
Yes, I was too late in realizing that.
Wanted to ask you what your real name was.
Oh, don't do this.
My real name is...
Oh. He doesn't get to
Cough.
tell her!
Blood.
In his last moments, Canon wanted to tell her his real name, but Jessica had already fallen into a sleep from which she would never wake. So Canon's real name, which he had protected until today, in the end, he couldn't tell it to Jessica.
I became human.
Those were the last words left behind by Canon. And now Beatrice ruins the moment.
Don't make me laugh, furniture. Even after 100 years, furniture is furniture. Have you ever heard of an idiot who will dig a grave for furniture when they throw it away? You smash furniture to pieces and make firewood. So all that's left is ashes.
No!
That's a waste.
She's gonna take his body! She's gonna take his body and fuck the entire murder scene.
That's how it is. No tombstone can be carved for furniture. It seems you believe that when you die, you cannot receive any more humiliation. But that's naive, you see. I'll teach you what it really means to disgrace the dead.
She's taking the body, fucking the murder scene, and then, because Canon's not there and he just disappeared, he's gonna get blamed for the murder. And there's no way for Battler to actually know logically, or detectively, through any, like, logic romance, that Canon didn't kill her. Fuck! After taking a puff from her pipe, the witch breathed the smoke at Canon's corpse. When she did, Canon's corpse softly floated up into the air and disappeared as though it had been eaten by a mouth in empty space. The witch played dirty until the very end. The two who had understood one another their last moments, she would not even permit their corpses to be close. If someone had been watching, they would probably mourn that this was indeed a disgrace to the dead. However, Beatrice was far, far crueler. That would become immediately apparent. And scene! Man.
New rule.
Good timing, because we're about to get another forced ad break on us. Oh, we hit the end of the saves! That means we get to loop back around.
Yep.
God, this episode. It's doing me dirty.
Very much so.
Times like this, I wish I drank. God.
You do drink.
You know what the fuck I mean? But... okay. About to get an ad break. I'm gonna switch over to BRB, play the ad, grab tea, and then suffer in silence for a minute.
Well,
We'll be right
See y'all.
back after these messages.
Hello, we're back. Once again, to present you with nonsense that I just thought of while getting more tea and on the toilet. So, here's the thing. Beatrice just took Canon's body. Therefore, it is now in a nebulous state of we don't know where it is. And we are now being presented with it's being presented that Canon probably killed Jessica to the people who don't know. In that case, is Canon's body going to be used for another murder?
Who knows?
Either as a distraction or, I don't fucking know, puppeting his corpse and then using the lightsaber to cut people's throats.
Ooh.
Because it's magic, fuck it, why not? That could be a reasonable thing. But... Alright, let me get into my fucking cracked old man mindset. So I see. So it has begun.
Yes.
Oh.
Even though Kinzo had heard of the 6 deaths, his emotions did not waver. The expression on his face as he gazed out the window was a smile, as though his opponent in a chess game had just made a spectacular move. It was unimaginable that this expression could once appear on a father who had lost many who could appear on a father who had lost so many children at once.
Literally all of them. Except for one.
Yeah, as I say, not all of them, but...
Under Rosa Saba's orders, Goda and Canon are calling the police. Also, she ordered us to follow your orders, my lord. What shall we do?
This island has already been cut off from the real world. Phones and the like will be useless.
I have them stop.
Until the roulette is finished, what they do to pass their time is up to them. Let them do as they like.
Yes.
What should I tell Rosa-sama?
I say again, what they do to pass the time is up to them. They can sing if they want, dance if they want, you can leave your friends behind.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. But if they don't dance, you're no friends of mine.
They are free to hang themselves by the neck or jump into a boiling cauldron. Until 13 people die, they can spend their time as they like. If they are that bored, then they can spend their time wondering 6 times 9 is 42. That is... Oh, fuck, the text box is growing for his rant. The box actually just grew to fit in his anger and hatred. That's the answer to the mystery of man and the universe.
That had to be added in later.
That feels like it is a, deliberate...
There's
Yeah.
absolutely no fucking way that was in the original.
Yeah.
Because that's a direct reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. A fantastic movie, and I assume book.
It's also wrong. 6 times 9 does not equal 42.
It doesn't. That would be
But
6 times 7.
Yeah. Yes. My apologies.
But he also did just make a 69 joke there, so...
Yep.
Shannon cowered in fright at the sudden rage. Genji made a gesture as though telling her, "Don't say too much." Shannon couldn't help regret speaking out of turn. However, you are also free to do as you wish. Genji and Shannon, you have done well serving me until today.
Your words are too good for me. But,
We are furniture who have sworn to serve you, my lord. At any and all times, we will be waiting by your side until the very end.
Want to make another bet?
No. Absolutely fuck not.
Well, you don't want to bet that Genji's not just a familiar. He's a fucking demon man who was like something else outrageously absurd.
Hey, Case, go fuck yourself.
How about this? There was another person named Beatrice beforehand, and it's in fact some dumb title they're passing down. And like that's the reason we've got that portrait of Beatrice is
personally eviscerate you.
he was the goat. He got that goat in him. He's the goat all along.
He got that goat in him.
So nothing I can say to make you make another bet.
Absolutely not.
I want to tell the two of you about everything. Shannon, I shall be writing a will. Please copy what I say. Genji, please.
Dear
my usual
fuck
drink.
Knuckles.
Yes.
Nanjo had often recommended that Kinzo write a will because of his health, but each time, Kinzo had gone mad with rage. Since that time, will had been a word Kinzo took most exception at. Because that word had come out of his own mouth, Shannon couldn't help but doubting her own ears for a sec. Shannon hurriedly prepared the side table and some writing paper. Genji also began preparing his usual green devil, just as he ordered.
I am ready.
Where should I start from? I suppose I could also speak of my life. It would be fun to leave a record of my memorable games. It is truly fun to read the records of old games from over a century ago. A journey searching for those players' thoughts. Then will the score sheet of my life also beckon to those in the future to go on a journey searching for my thoughts.
I will write a memoir called The Most Dangerous Game.
For a while, Kinzo considered where he should start speaking from, striding all around the room with his hands behind his back.
My lord, here.
Good. Thank you, my friend. Well then, if I am to speak of my life, I must begin writing from when I met that witch. Shannon, copy this. My meeting with Beatrice took place a long way back. What year of the Showa era was it? I think it was towards the end of the war. Is it fading to black and we're not going to see this? So much information we could use!
Yes. However, I need to take a piss.
We just had a break, man!
Yeah, I didn't need to take a piss during the break.
My guy. How could you? We had an entire 2 minutes, 5 minutes actually, I think, set up just for that you could have used, but no. But again, you said you were feeling good at the moment? Like, still good in energy to go and stuff? Alright.
Are you kidding? My laughter should be indicative enough.
Just making sure, since it's like 2.5, and that was usually when we start feeling ourselves start to fade before we hit like 3.
Yeah, no,
we only
I think
hit
it's because the intense motions were gotten out of the way first, and then versus towards the end, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, thanks for listening up to you, and thank you for offering me pain. How has your day been? How was work, or were you just, like, vibing elsewhere until now? One! Oh, 3 bloody nose! Ooh! Oh, fuck. On you, or was it with, like, others? Because if your nose is bleeding 3 times in a day, you should probably see a doctor or leave.
Yeah.
Oh, God! Oh. T, you please see a doctor or some medical person to, like, get, like, a humidifier or something, because you need to... That's not healthy, man. You don't want.
Yeah.
It's not good
Yeah.
for you. Don't do that.
As someone who gets random bloody noses because it's dry and cold, I get it.
Yeah, no.
It's not a doctor that you need. You just
Humidifier or something.
Stay hydrated.
Hydrate before you dehydrate.
If you're anything like me, you know when the bloody nose is about to happen, so
But how are you feeling, Soundwave 2? I'm just checking in since we're about 2.5 hours in.
how the fuck do you think I'm feeling, Case? I had the most rancid shot of my life.
That's why I'm asking, in case you want to stop it here or soon.
That I'm drinking water, but I say we could go on for a little while longer.
Okay. We took enough time to regain our calm, and we each swore to our parents that we'd definitely catch the killer. Yeah, about that! It would be a lie to say we weren't still bitter. Even now, if we gave in just a little, we'd feel like going on a rampage like Jessica, and resorting to some kind of violence. Well, violence was in fact had. According to what Goda said after he had got back, right now, Canon was looking after Jessica. Apparently she was still very emotionally high-strung.
I see. Thank you. Maybe a young kid would be better at understanding a young kid's feelings. It would probably be better if we left them alone for now.
Rosa-san, there's nothing more we can accomplish by remaining here. The telephones may not be working, but tomorrow the boat will come, and we should be able to reach the police. We should leave this place as it is for the police investigation.
Don't you think that man would just look fabulous in a dress?
Absolutely not.
Nah, he would slay. Fucking slay queen.
I agree with Dr. Nanjo. It is bad for your health to stay in a place like this for too long. Let us return and make some black tea.
Yes, I'm all for that too. Balor-kun, George-kun, are you ready? Let's close this place up. We should leave this place as it is, for when the police come, if nothing else.
You're right. Battler-kun, are you ready? Are you alright?
Yeah, I've cried all I can. I'm fine now.
The police would surely find some evidence from a thorough investigation. But we hadn't been adult enough to wait for that. I had investigated the chapel in my own way, trying to catch the culprit before the police got here. And what I figured out was, frustratingly, nothing. I hadn't been able to find a single hint.
Come on, let's go out. Maria, we're going. Don't keep staring at it.
Come, Maria-sama. Let us return. It is cold here.
Mother, Father, thank you for everything. I will definitely become a man who doesn't betray your expectations.
Oh, it's a good thing you're gonna die, but okay.
He's got, well, we just had the next second Twilight, so we've got like a little bit of space before the next one has to happen. We gotta get confronted with investigation, otherwise if all the murders happen at once, like that's too much information we're not getting.
Yeah.
Yep.
George spoke his last words of farewell to his parents. After seeing that, Battler followed suit.
Wait a second. Dad, curious.
Taken on their own, their faces made to look like they were sleeping, which made it all the more bitter.
Forgive me for leaving you in such a chilly place. I'll definitely get whoever did this. Definitely.
What is this? What disgusting graffiti? Did the killer draw it?
It's worse than vulgar. This is horrible.
When the door to the chapel was closed, we learned about that creepy graffiti for the first time.
It was like that when we first found it. No doubt it was drawn by the culprit. The culprit was a witch, so this is a magic circle to summon a demon or something?
This is the seventh circle, the magic circle of the sun. You don't even know that, huh? No.
Oh boy, child abuse from Rosa again.
Hey, didn't I always tell you not to make that creepy laugh?
Maria, go on. What does it mean?
It's a magic circle to escape from physical or mental bonds. In the Hebrew written around the circumference says, "The Lord has freed me from my chains. I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving, and will call upon the name of the Lord."
Sacrifice of Thanksgiving? Are you telling me that killing Father and the rest was just so there could be sacrifices for this magic circle?
Calm yourself, George-kun. This is the killer trying to provoke us. It doesn't mean anything. Just thinking about it poisons the heart.
And there's some English written. Happy Halloween for Maria? I see. The key to open the store was handed over to Maria. Is that what it is?
But this is the chapel. Maybe Maria doesn't mean Maria-chan, but the Virgin Mary? In that case, you could read this as a blasphemy against God in the name of Halloween? Oh man, all the Ushiromi is a Catholic.
Man, it's almost like I said that the first episode.
You did say the first episode, I don't think.
I said, oh God, are they Catholic? Because of the name Maria. Maria's just a very... It's one of the
I would have to
few
rewatch
names...
that VOD to redouble check that, but sure, fine.
Yeah.
But at the very least, I know you
I've
made
said
the
it a couple
Kinzo's
times.
Catholic joke after we found the chapel last time.
Yeah. I think I made a joke about them being Jewish. Which, due to recent events, is in poor taste.
Yes, let's retract that statement, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're Catholic. Free reign to make fun of the
Yeah,
Catholics.
the Catholics
what they
did
do.
enough. We can make free reign, and they haven't done anything bad recently, so...
They haven't done anything bad recently.
They say that witches who make contracts with demons swear to always defile God's name. In that sense, this really is a witch-like crime.
You sure know a lot. Did you hear that from Maria?
Is she just fishing for more reasons to beat her kid? George, you narc! Yeah, something like that.
So, the chapel. They went to all the trouble of calling them out to the chapel before killing them. Auntie Rosa, does this chapel have some special meaning?
It's where he was gonna marry Beatrice or something of the past. I don't fucking know.
What do you mean, special meaning?
Well, they carried 6 human corpses all the way over here and made these elaborate decorations. What? We can't tell whether she called the 6 of them over here before killing them or whether she killed them and carried them over here. But either way, it would take a lot of effort. What reason did the culprit have for wanting 6 people to die here? Yes, this is something. In doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance that when the police came, some disadvantageous evidence would be found. There is no way the culprit failed to notice that. Then why did the culprit go to all the effort of doing this? Is the question we face. In that case, there's one question that comes out at this point. What meaning does this place, where we found the 6 corpses, have?
it's there to present the idea that there are more places on the island than just the mansion that we were introduced to in episode 1. And it can therefore elaborate slowly over time. There's a mansion on the island. There's a military base on the island. Fuck, there's an ICBM. Who gives a fuck anymore? Yes, because, you know, the fucking ICBM, like, chess gambit. Because that's how we beat Kinzo in chess.
There's a whole missile silo. There's this really annoying guy with dreadlocks who just keeps talking when you meet him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a different game.
This entire island is made just so that Kinzo, after being spiteful after a single chess match, can engage in the intercontinental ballistic missile Tennyson gambit.
I prefer the Freedom's Gambit.
You mean you don't have an access to an RT-2PM2 Topple M code launch 3-stage propellant silo-based intercontinental ballistic missile to attack Black's remaining pieces?
I do not believe you wouldn't look that shit up.
I did, in fact, look that up.
This chapel was important to Father. I've been strictly told not to enter it since I was a kid.
Oh, I came here once too. Got yelled at a lot. Oh.
Got us yelled at?
What?
Oh, I said just yelled at?
Oh. It might have been Kinzo yelling instead of Rosa. So, you know, it's worse than Rosa.
Yeah. Because it's an old man.
It's an old man who used wooden swords on his actual children.
Yep.
An important chapel. Does it have something to connect? Does it have some connection to the Ushiromiya main family?
I don't know. The Father viewed this chapel as very sacred, and he treasured it so much that he had it redecorated several times.
Actually, wait. This is the second sacred site we've been presented to on this island.
Oh, right.
We had the Torii Gate, the shrine there on the outcrove, on the small cove outcropping they had there.
Not on the island?
That is part of the island.
It's on a separate island? Okay.
No, it's on a reef connected to the island, that's what it said. It was too small to be considered its own island in every description.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 2 sacred places connected to this island, and at least 2 sacred artifacts, because Natsuhi said she had some kind of artifact that was supposed to protect against magic or whatever. And
it was the mirror from the Torii Gate.
Yeah, the mirror from the Torii Gate, and then there was something else that Natsuhi herself had. And
Natsuhi herself had a mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think I'm trying to remember, was it mentioned she came from was mentioned about her family? I feel like it was mentioned that she's from a separate rich family.
Okay.
I don't know, I feel like if they're doing mirror shit and she had her own mirror that she was gonna give to Jessica, she might have come from this other...
She said that her grandmother had given her the mirror because it warded off evil spirits.
Yeah, okay, so that's another, at least magical artifact than we were given.
Yeah.
And if they're from some, ancient Japanese lineage or whatever, they might have been, a family of Miko or other, shrine keepers and stuff. Possibly.
Maybe.
Before they left and became rich.
Uh-huh. As one does.
But as you all know, Father simply has a love of black magic. It's not that he was a devout believer. I've never heard of him coming here to offer his prayers to God.
Oh, so he's not Catholic. Even to the best of my knowledge, the Master has never come here. We even called this the Forbidden Chapel, and thought of it as quite eerie, like a haunted house.
Even though Father never approached it himself, for some reason, he made the servants clean it several times a year. It felt like he kept it clean all the time so that it could be used at any time.
And even so, it's called the Forbidden Chapel. This may be indiscreet, but doesn't that have an interesting ring to it? Dr. Nanjo, you're an old friend of Grandfather, right? Ever asked him anything about it?
Sorry.
I asked about it long ago and forgot what he said to evade the issue. That's right. Didn't he say something like this? Someday, he too might be able to receive a blessing there. But unless a miracle occurred, the day would never come. What does that mean? What goes on in the chapel? He couldn't mean his own funeral, right?
You're the expert among us. Any other kinds of blessings you think he could be looking for?
I'm not Catholic.
Yes, but you're more religious than I know me, and I'm not sure about Velvet, so I'm defaulting to you.
I haven't gone to church since
my
I was a
specific
teenager.
branch of Protestantism, blessings come in a lot of ways, and none of them directly inside of a church.
Gotcha.
Like I recently reread the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and that's a blessing, but that's like an extreme blessing.
Those are certainly
Fiery
names.
Furnace. Fiery Furnace.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't believe that of Kinzo-san. He was a man much more focused on the now, while he still lives, rather than things after death. However, it does seem that this was the root of the complexity in the inheritance problem.
What?
What else
Oh.
is there
Oh,
you do in a
okay.
chapel? Pray? Aren't confessions done in chapel? Oh, marriage.
Yeah.
Confessions done in a chapel as well? Anyways, it sounds suspicious.
I don't know the reason, but just as Dr. Nanjo said, it seems that in Grandfather's eyes, the fact that he wouldn't receive a blessing unless a miracle occurred was a fate set in stone from the time this chapel was constructed. This was a chapel made so he could marry Beatrice after she revived.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
How can you tell that?
See, it's clearly written up there. Look, up there. George Aniki pointed to a relief with rusted golden letters on the arch above the door.
What? No. Hold
What?
on. Gold doesn't rust.
So it must have been brass or bronze then.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Or it's just not pure gold. It's some alloy.
That too,
Yeah.
possibly.
It looked like some message was written there in English. The rest showed that the message had been there since construction.
I'm bad at English. What's it say? This store is opened only at possibility of... Sorry, my English sucks. Looks directly at camera.
I gave up after I was unable to finish reading the first of the two lines. It looked like the others could read it properly, though. I think it went MBTQ, so, how big was that? Oh, it's in Roman numerals.
Ah.
Oh, wait. Million, billion.
Or-
No, okay, no, it's like, it's talking about illions, like million, billion, trillion, quadrillion.
Yeah.
Never mind, not
Quintillion.
Roman.
Billion.
In any case, this is incredible. He could even count close to that with all the fingers on both hands. It really would be impossible unless a miracle occurred.
Certainly. But very much like how Kenzo-san used to talk, when he would tend to relate everything in terms of gambling. What you could read? You could all read it? Someone tell me what it means too.
At least know English. How did you get into high school without even being able to read this much? oh.
She just got smacked the shit out of.
Mind your own damn business. So what's written there?
Roughly it says, this door is opened only when a miracle occurs. You will be blessed only when a miracle occurs. Grandfather's sorcery is based on astronomically low probabilities. In other words, the miracle that would open this door would probably require an incredibly vast magical power.
Stop beating the small autistic child.
Nice! You can shut up now. Auntie Rosa, you were sending Maria to English classes. I guess it's true you have to start learning English when you're young.
The Forbidden Chapel. Whether or not the witch Beatrice really was a witch, she's whispered to have actually existed several decades ago, and been grandfather's mistress.
This is, just my imagination, but I imagine the master really did truly love Beatrice-sama. However, he was already married, so they couldn't be united. I see. If the dead Beatrice could be revived with the magic of a miracle, then now that grandmother is dead, he could marry her with his head held high, and he'd marry her in this chapel. Could it be a fairy tale story like that?
I don't think that sounds so preposterous. It is a well-known fact that father still loves Beatrice deeply. Also, even though I said it was creepy, I get the feeling that the interior of the chapel was quite magnificent. The thought that father built this chapel in the hopes of having a wedding with his dead mistress actually might not be that unlikely.
By the time he built this chapel, grandfather probably knew that it would never be used as a church as long as he lived. But he prayed for the witch to be revived by some miracle, and he thought that if that miracle occurred, they could be married right here.
I see. If you think of it that way, this would be a place of utmost significance to Beatrice-sama as well. All the while knowing it was a chapel that would never be opened. A story of sad love. No, dude's crazy, Goda. Dude's crazy.
You're only viewing that through the detective lens. What about the romantic lens of doing this as something that isn't actually... It's crazy under a logical sense, but as an actual, like, active emotional passion and stuff.
Then it's unhealthy.
Pining after your dead lover so much so you want to use black magic to revive her?
Yeah, that's unhealthy.
Nah.
I'm sorry, there's a point, man. There's a point between romantic and that's kind of fucked up, dude. And it's not a fine line, it's a very thick line. It's everything else. What the fuck Kinzo's doing?
Even though Goda-san's body was even bigger than mine, his words were touching. What?
What the hell just happened?
Even though Goda-san's
stutter?
body was even big... What?
Oh, you're stuttering a little bit.
So I'm baffled by this fucking word. Sentence. Even though Goda-san's body was even bigger than mine, his words were touching. What?
It's...
I'm guessing it's just some translation hiccup.
Sorry.
That better be a fucking translation hiccup, because that kind of makes no sense. There's no through line with that sentence. There's like a through zigzag. Everyone was silent, but it seemed that they agreed with that view.
No, my dad just came in and was like, "You're being very loud." Well, he owns headphones. But even though he knew it was a chapel that would never to be opened, he still probably dreamed of the day that a miracle would occur. Kinzo-san was a great romantic in his younger days. I feel as though I understand him.
A romantic, you say?
Go to hell, Case. I wonder. But you all came in 4 times a year to clean it, right? What do you mean never opened? Didn't we just go in ourselves? That wasn't a miracle or anything. We brought the key. Plunk and we're in. That's all that happened. This is ridiculous.
Yep, there it is. Battler the detective kicking down the whole romantic notion of an unopened chapel waiting for that marriage.
Huh? What? Wait. What on earth?
What do you mean, what on earth?
I thought all I'd done was mess around because I didn't like the way the atmosphere had turned sappy. But Auntie Rosa had suddenly jumped on me with a real serious face. Auntie Rosa's face grew increasingly pale. She looked at the magic circle on the door, then at her hand. Back and forth, back and forth.
What seems to be the matter, Rosa-sama?
Hey, Goda-san. The key to this chapel. Didn't Genji-san say it? He said there was only one.
Bum bum bum! Huh?
It took all of you far too long to notice.
When a kid pulls a prank, it sometimes goes unnoticed by the adults and the kid who did it loses heart. If one of those pranks catches someone later on, it makes that kid really happy. Maria's celebration just now looked a lot like that.
Yes, that's right. There's only one of those keys. If this is the key to the Master's Treasure Chapel, so there's only one, with no duplicates. It is normally kept safe in the key box in the servant room, but
That's right. And Genji-san said that it had gone missing. Someone stole it, put it in that envelope and handed it to Maria. And that was yesterday.
This is not as big of a problem as you think it is.
yep.
Let me lay it out. The key was stolen yesterday by Beatrice, used to unlock the chapel, because I don't think it was locked before, like it locks on its own. The key was put in the envelope and left. The only problem would then actually be locking it from the outside then, but... Because the door doesn't lock itself on its end, so... And it's unlikely if it's one of those bolt locks, which it probably is, you can't just, like, lock it from the outside, then close the door, then... Okay, then I'm starting to see where the wrinkle in that argument is.
What? Wait, but then that makes no sense, doesn't it?
Wait, no, I figured it out. Door was unlocked the entire time. Beatrice had the key the entire time. After she killed everyone and locked the door, then she snuck in and replaced the fake letter she gave to Maria the day before with the one with the key in it.
Yep.
There we go. That's absurd! This is getting strange.
What do you all mean? I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Me neither. Would someone be so kind as to explain it for us?
Goda and Nanjo's failure to understand definitely wasn't because they were stupid. They didn't know. They didn't know how long the only key to the chapel had been held in Maria's hand.
I'm positive. It was locked. I unlocked it. Definitely.
Auntie Rosa kept closing the chapel door, locking it, pulling on it to check the key, check the lock, and opening it again. Her face was becoming pale again.
Until I took the key out of Maria's envelope and opened the door, it was definitely locked. But the key was in the envelope and in Maria's care. And that happened yesterday before noon.
What did you say? But then that's strange. Yes, it is. Maria received the only key from a woman calling herself a witch midday yesterday. In other words, from midday yesterday until this morning, when Auntie Rosa unlocked the door, this chapel was a locked room. How did they get those 6 in here? And then how did they kill them?
We had been confused by the 6 deaths. We had thought we'd figured something out after hearing about that weird magic circle and the history of the chapel. That had all been a worthless problem. From midday yesterday until this morning, this chapel had been a locked room. But our parents had been with us until last night. How had the culprit opened this door? How had they locked it?
What are you trying to pull? Again? A locked room again? Are you trying to say that you unlocked it with the power of magic? I'm not that stupid.
If you tell me how to show you how I open locks with my power, then I can show you. But that will not make you surrender. These explanations with humans you talk about. The time I fully exhaust those theories of yours will be the time of my victory. Come now, how will you destroy it? If it was a human, what trick could they have used to defeat it?
The actually really simple explanation Case gave.
Yeah. Like, apart from the initial wrinkle of, wait, the door, we don't know if the door can be locked from the outside. Yeah, we've got that. Yeah.
It's just like the locked rooms last time. Not enough information. It's impossible to reason like this. Any excuse could be made. Any trick could work. Guessing is useless.
And here it is. I was right. This is where they're gonna give us, like, here are solid facts you can use to build your arguments.
That again? There's not enough information, so you'll wait and see. The information is uncertain, so it's impossible to reason. Those are always the excuses you humans use to stop thinking. What is this pretense, you lowly human? Are you saying that unless you're like Laplace's demon, you can't even think? You incompetent fool! And you speak as though a lack of information is disadvantageous to you, when it's actually the complete opposite, you see.
You all know what Laplace's demon is, right?
Yeah.
Not exactly.
It's a math problem.
It's not a math problem, it's a science theory. Basically, if you have a demon that knows the location and momentum of every atom in the universe, you can predict everything, and the universe is deterministic. There is no, like, free will, there's no choice in the outcome. Everything will go in a set outcome and choice.
Maxwell's demon is the math problem.
Maxwell's demon is, violating thermodynamics by making perpetual energy.
Yeah.
The more information you're given, the more it will pain you. It will only cause the strength of the compressor squeezing you to increase.
Oh? Well, in that case, let me say this. It's impossible to verify that this is even a locked room in the first place. If we're talking about demons, I've got one for you as well. It's possible to prove that this isn't a locked room. You just have to show how someone could go in or out. But it's impossible to prove that it is a locked room. You can't deny the endless set of methods of getting in. In other words, this is one of those devil's proofs. The definition of a locked room is in fact impossible to prove.
So, after you stop thinking with a lack of information as an excuse, this is what comes next? Oh well, if that is your mood, then I will accept it. Continue.
First off, it looks like you're trying to say that the chapel is a locked room. Just as a short while ago, I spent some time looking around in there, and yeah, I really couldn't find any way in or out except for the door. But that just means I couldn't find one. It doesn't prove that it was a locked room. If there was a hidden door or something that I wasn't able to find, all your premises are completely blown away. In other words, whether I'm able to find a hidden door or not, you can never deny a method X by which the locked room could be entered. And this method X could be carried out without magic. After all, it is a hidden door. I'm sure that in this chapel there is some hidden door that's impossible to find. So I don't even need to start guessing, and I can't say that magic is impossible. And I can say that magic is impossible.
Will you use that reasoning?
I-
How naive.
I feel like Case's explanation is much simpler and more plausible.
It is, but that's also a fair point of that's following the assumption Beatrice is proposing that the room is locked in the first place. Battler's just trying to disprove her entire foundational thesis.
Yep.
So we're approaching the same result from two different angles, so it's not entirely wrong.
Yeah.
It's also, remember, like, Battler immediately goes for batshit theories, like Kinzo fucking hiding under a bed to gaslight Ava and Natsuhi.
Which was my dodgeball moment.
Yeah, which is also the funniest way he could possibly, like, break down Ava's entire, like, I'm here to fucking insult and demean Natsuhi at any point I get the opportunity to, even when I'm being accused of murder.
Yep.
An expected move. Let me make my move in response. I have always thought the locked rooms that feature in worthless human detective novels to be ridiculous. And yet here she is using it twice. Why? Because they're used the wrong way. When a locked room appears in a detective novel, do you really think that is a locked room? You don't, do you? What trick did they use to make this look like a locked room? That's what you think. In other words, out of all the locked room murders humanity has built up over 100 years, not a single one has ever been made complete.
Oh. That's some talk. Mystery fans are pretty scary, you know. Christy is probably grinding her teeth in her grave.
But I am different. I have given birth to a true locked room, and I can demonstrate that. Why? Because I am a witch. For the devil's proof, all you have to do is bring along a devil to prove it, yes? Well, that's convenient. As a witch, devils and demons are my good friends. I'll bring as many as you like.
Does anyone else hear doom music? Sounds great. Dad and the rest entered the chapel using a hidden door or were carried in through one. How do you plan to beat this move?
With this. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the six definitely entered through the door.
Huh? Dumbass. The door was locked. How'd they do it?
I opened it with magic and invited them inside.
Or it's exactly as Case said, and you just fucking got the key. Like, had the key the entire time. Like hell you did. I can't accept magic. There's no way in hell I'll accept it. You're lying. The door can open with some trick, or maybe there's a hidden door. I won't accept any other way.
And now they're going in circles because they have no foundation.
Meanwhile, Case brought up the exact thing that could happen.
Perpetual. That's what we call an endless repetition of moves in chess. In our game, both sides denying the basis of each other's claims and failing to advance the discussion is the same as an endless repetition of moves. In most games, this would be decided as a draw. But that would terribly dampen the interest of this game. We will have no draws. In short, you will either accept me and submit to me, or not.
At least I agree with you there. We'll settle this without fail, just as you wish.
That disposition is good. So
So I had a thought. I think I'll add a new rule to this game between you and me.
A new rule? I'll bet it's a rule that'll give you an advantage, right?
Would I do that? I'll give you the thing that people like you never cease to demand. The reason you incompetent fools always stop thinking and then moan about it. Then moan about it is lack of information. If you are then given information, you start doubting whether the information is true or not by denying the basis. Aren't those convenient? What clever little words to hide your own incompetence. I shall eliminate those convenient excuses. You should thank me.
You said they entered through the door, and I denied it, saying that it couldn't happen. Are you saying that's an evasive answer?
That's right. So from now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red.
Oh, we got red again.
You were right, Case.
Oh. Wait, wasn't red used before?
Yes.
Yeah, Miyomake. For yes.
Right! I was right! I'm a fucking genius!
What is this? Keep explaining.
No matter what magic move I use, you can always keep running away by repeating lack of information and denying the basis. Even though I would still win in the end that way, it would be extremely boring. Because of that, I think I'll give you that information and basis that you desire. However, you would probably doubt each word I say. That isn't bad in itself. I will also use every possible move to make you submit. I don't dislike our posture of searching out the best moves against each other. But that won't make a game, so I set up this rule. Everything I speak in red is the truth. There's absolutely no need to doubt it.
Okay. But that also means it's a tool Beatrice can use against us. Because...
Yep.
Yeah, because she's the one saying in red. So whatever she's explicitly not confirming in red, we can take as noise. And can change to our delight. Red is the if she follows the rules of her own game, red is the only anchor point, the only facts we can confirm definitively.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be the foundation of our detectiveness.
You can use the truth to lie.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
History does it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Lying by omission, lying by speaking the truth.
but also, she can't just say, like, oh yes, I killed them with magic in red, otherwise the game would end. That's it. Battler can't confirm with that. So, that means we always have a way out. There's always a way for us to progress forward. We just need to actually stop and think through it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me to believe that?
This is a game between you and me. In a game, the rules are sacred. Those who take them lightly are not qualified to play.
Alright, I got it. I'll accept that rule. Even if an elementary school can get into an endless argument and find fault with everything. Then let's restart right now, and continue where we left off. I'll repeat it again. Dad and the rest entered the chapel using a hidden door, or were carried in through one.
Then I shall repeat what I said. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the six definitely entered through the door.
And there's the first hole. She's not saying she explicitly killed them in the chapel.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the first, like, multi-branch thing we can work off of. Gotcha.
Mm.
Is there any proof?
Stop. I
Fuck. Sorry.
no. I will supplement the rule. When I speak the truth, I will use red, and when I do not bear the responsibility of establishing that by showing proof. It is simply a fact and the truth. The reason is simple. I carry out all of the crimes with magic. So for any impossible crime, all I have to do is wave my magic staff before your eyes.
Well, that wasn't red.
Yeah,
But
she
that
is not
wouldn't
saying
make
she
it
does everything in red. So she's doing
Yeah.
things through human means.
Yeah. But that wouldn't make it a game. It would be like the barbarism of ignoring victory and defeat in a chess game and punching your opponent.
Well, no, that's just called chess boxing.
But that is established with its own rules and guidelines.
Yeah. Well, that is true. If you were a witch, there'd be no need for you to show proof. Because you could do anything with magic. That's nasty. What an unfair game.
So, shall we resume once more? The 6 people definitely entered through the door. I unlocked it with magic. How will you defeat this magic, this locked room?
Key. Genji-san and the others said there was only one key, but that's impossible to prove. The culprit secretly made a duplicate key.
There's only one key.
Only one key to the chapel exists.
Ugh. Then what about this? The culprit used something other than a legitimate key to open it. I don't know what, but maybe a wire, a tool for picking locks?
What a naive move. It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything but the chapel's key. Although it can be opened with the power of magic, of course.
And that's not in red!
That's not in red.
Mm-hmm.
Then what about this? There's something wrong with the door itself. Even while it was locked, there was some way to pass through it. As to what that is, I can think of a few ways. Maybe like on the big doors to a castle, which have a smaller door on them, there's another door here. It was also possible they removed the hinges and then remove the whole door before entering. That's too much work.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's trying to suss out what information he can get at the moment, even if it's like indirectly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair. Is this the intelligence of 100 years of humanity, battler? When the door to the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit.
Come on, Battler, you're so close. Keep asking stupid questions to piss her off and catch her off guard. Use the Columbo School of Detectivism.
One more thing.
As long as you can't use magic, of course. Is it about time for a checkmate?
Not even close. You said that the 6 people entered through the door, but you didn't say it was this front door. They might have entered through another secret door. That's just circular logic.
No,
You
but he
talk
still has
too
that
much.
opening available to him, so he can check.
Yep.
Yeah.
You talk too much, you incompetent fool. Then let me advance more on my earlier move. The 6 definitely entered through this front door.
And we're like a minute before ads, and I do need to pee, so I'll be back in a sec. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back too.
And we're live again. Right?
Eh.
Alright. That's screwed up. The door is locked. It was impossible to unlock without using the single key, and yet 6 people entered through this door. How did they do it? Magic, you say? Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
You know, he's being like an emotional idiot, but he is actually being really smart, cutting everything down to just a single problem he has to solve, instead of a billion things with noise.
Yeah. Have we already exposed a human's limits? Then shout resign. It is customary for the surrendering player to shout that and topple their king. Come on, do you give up? Then proclaim your submission and kneel, as if toppling your king. And then you shall kiss my shoes. There's no greater joy than forcing a man like you to lick my shoes.
That's pretty fucking weird.
Beatrice with her feet thing again.
Beatrice with her feet thing again. Damn. Oh wait. This
Damn
is
it.
you.
It's no good, no good, no good! So I can't win against the witch? This isn't chess at all. I've just been made to take the losing side in a chess problem. Is quibbling about details and getting a draw the best I can do?
That definitely will not happen. Either I will surrender or you will surrender. There will be no resolution other than those. What happened to that bravery when you said this would be torture for us both? Wait. What a letdown. This is quite disappointing.
Fuck.
Yeah, you didn't
I know,
finish.
I was trying to scroll on Twitch thing and it went to that. Sorry.
Yeah, not fair. Ushiromiya battler.
Sorry. Damn it! What should I do? What? I can see it. I can see myself facing checkmate. No good, it's no good! All my hard fought moves are nothing more than desperately moving my king, running away from check. No matter how many times I move, I can't escape myself being checked. So even without waiting for the next several moves, I can see my mate in the future. Ah! Damn it! After a few more moves, I see myself being checkmated? Don't give up, Ushiromiya Battler. If I can see myself getting closed in upon, then if I flip over the chessboard, I can anticipate the next move, right? Kirie-san told me, when considering something, the closer you get to the very, very end, the easier it becomes to anticipate. Flip it over. Flip over the chessboard.
What's wrong? You've gone all silent.
I love that. Sorry, I love that sprite right there.
Yes. Truly the most unhinged of faces.
She's getting all the best expressions.
Yeah. You've gone all silent all of a sudden. Don't worry. Surrender is but a momentary shame. After that, there is only the pleasure of letting it all go.
Unless you're France.
Come, cry out your resignation. I can't hear you. Speak clearly in a loud voice.
You gotta wake up then. You just aren't listening, so I'll say it once more. I won't resign. We're continuing. I'm resuming the game.
Oh, very well. It is your turn.
I was making the mistake of thinking that this rule you made was your own weapon. However, I've realized they can also become a weapon for me. It all comes down to this.
Try it.
I've spent the whole time focused on how they entered the locked room of the chapel. That I was thinking that way of thinking was no good. Yeah, it's no good. fucking good at all. Flip over the chessboard. That's right. The direction of my thinking was backwards. This is how I should think. How was the chapel, which wasn't a locked room in the first place, made to look like a locked room?
Here it is. The thinking technique that humans gave birth to a century ago. Give it a try.
Say this in red for me. If it's impossible, then decline. Here I go.
This man. He thinks he has turned away from his defensive posture. Impudent.
I understand that the only way to enter the chapel is through the door, and that there was only one key. But hold it right there. Was that key really handed over to Maria yesterday before noon?
Long-winded. Summarize it.
It's something like this. We've been under the impression that since midday yesterday, the key was unusable. Therefore, we've been under the impression that this was a locked room from midday yesterday until this morning. I want you to clearly state that this isn't just an impression, but a fact.
Interesting. So you reason not about the door, but the key?
Yesterday, Maria received an envelope from you. Maria didn't open it, but she might have felt it and learned there was a key inside. But it's not as if she could have checked if it was... But it's not as if she could have checked it was definitely the key to the chapel. So this is what I'm getting at. The envelope that was handed to Maria contained a fake.
I waited all that time for that nonsense. This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's bag, and from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel. It wasn't a fake, as you say.
Oh, you just dug your own grave right there.
Yep.
You dumb bitch. That's
You
everything
dumb
we needed.
bitch. I know that much. I'll continue. So when Maria received the envelope, inside it, there was definitely that same key to the chapel?
Cool.
What I mean is basically this. Midday yesterday, you gave Maria an envelope with a key inside. And you told her that she mustn't open it. Maria probably realized there was a key inside. And because later on, Auntie Rosa used what was inside the envelope to open the door to the chapel, we thought that was the key to the chapel. This is the suspicious part.
So is this what you were trying to say? That when I entrusted Maria with a key, that key was a fake? And then by the time Rosa obtained it, it had been switched with the real thing?
Even if it hadn't been fake and it was the real key in the first time, you absolutely could have gone in, taken it, opened, like Rosa did, taken the key, opened the door, then come back and, replace the key in a new envelope.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. What's on, Sama? Looks like you haven't been feeling good for a while.
Those close to me sometimes call me Beato. Beato is fine.
We're not friends. It's your turn, Beato. Turn of the Golden Witch.
He said
Show
it!
me how you defeat that.
He said it! Episode 2, Turn of the Golden Witch. He said it, guys. We're done here. Stream's over.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. We're all gone. Thanks.
Air horn noises.
Anyway, sorry.
I already
I think
said it.
Okay.
Yes.
Very well. The key to the chapel truly was the object inside the envelope I gave Maria.
I'll chase you. Can you repeat it in red? That envelope was completely under Maria's supervision until Auntie Rosa opened it. If it's impossible, then state that you decline. Check.
I decline.
Now, the one turn advantage is flipped over. Now it's time for your king to run, Beato.
I have a reason for declining. That is regarding the definition of the phrase, under her supervision. In its purest meaning, Maria would need to have her eyes on it around the clock. But Maria didn't go that far. It was probably completely under her supervision during the time she had it outside of her handbag. But after she put it into her handbag, it disappeared from her field of vision. It's just that the phrase "under her supervision" is inappropriate in that sense, so I couldn't use red.
That was probably a painful move. Your face tells me that you've guessed the next one. Sorry, I'm gentle with women. I don't hurt women. I don't betray a woman's expectations.
Man, you're just better than Canon then in every way.
Repeat it for me in red. Say it if you can. No one was able to touch Maria's handbag until Auntie Rosa took out the envelope.
I will also decline this. I won't explain the reason.
That's wrong. It's not that you won't explain. You can't explain. With that move, it's checkmate, isn't it? If you can't do it, then I'll explain for you. The key to the chapel really was in the envelope that you handed to Maria. Then Maria put it in her handbag, and the next morning, Auntie Rosa took it out and opened the lock. However, Maria didn't have the handbag under her complete supervision. There's no need for magic. It's a locked room trick that's possible for a human. The human culprit handed Maria the key, and by making Auntie Rosa use it the next morning, they created the illusion that there was a locked room during that time. You can't deny the possibility that during that time, the culprit took the key from Maria's handbag, used it, and returned it to the handbag by morning.
Phoenix Wright time?
And you say it in red.
Phoenix Wright time!
Repetition requested. Say it if you can. It's check again.
Hold on. I'll remove the check. The envelope with the key in it should have been sealed with wax. Rosa took it from an unopened envelope.
Really? Let's hear it then. Repetition requested. The envelope handed over midday yesterday and the envelope that Auntie Rosa opened are the same thing.
That I can repeat. The envelope I handed over to Maria and the one Rosa opened are the same thing.
Gotcha, bitch. Ha. Ha, that's no good. That's no fucking good at all. Who even cares about that anymore?
You just gonna switch it to no fucking good at all?
Yeah, my dad's a little more caring about me using the Lord's name.
That's fair. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I just noticed it happening twice and wanted to double check. Okay.
Yeah. I had expectations for you. If you had resigned here, I would have thought of you as someone pretty good at reading between the lines. So I'm disappointed. You've betrayed my expectations.
But what?
It isn't impossible whether the envelopes are the same thing, because the envelopes can be sealed with wax over and over. The key inside should be the important thing. This time, it's all over, Golden Witch. It's a real checkmate. I'll ask one more time. Repetition requested. Say it if you can. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Auntie Rosa opened the envelope.
Oh. Oh. Could I? To a lowly human.
I'll keep on saying it, Beatrice. Repetition requested. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Auntie Rosa opened the envelope. If you're gonna yell, then make it words. Resign, right? It's settled. This is the truth. Before Auntie Rosa obtained Maria's key this morning, at one point, it passed into someone else's hands. Then they used it, resealed it, and returned it to Maria's handbag, making it look like it hadn't been used. This is the trick with a cheap loophole. The assumption that the key wasn't used because the sealing wax wasn't broken. Checkmate. There's no magic, it's nothing more than a trick that's possible for humans.
In that case, who do you say stole the key? Try answering. This time you try repeating it.
No, the fuck he doesn't have to. That's not his mystery. His mystery isn't any of this shit like proving who did what. It's proving this shit can be done by humans. Who dies and who kills doesn't actually fucking matter. It's how.
Yep.
The how done it is everything. That's the game you fucking set up, bitch.
The how done it and the why done it. The
How
who
done it,
and
the why done it,
don't
and
matter.
the who and why don't matter.
Yeah.
This is... That's right. I'm making you repeat things all the time. I probably have to answer myself every once in a while. But I refuse. My condition for victory is denying the existence of witches. Once I've proven that your impossible crimes by magic are possible by human hands, I'm done. I've smashed your locked room with something possible even for humans. However, I won't specifically investigate who the culprit is. And that is because I believe in humans, because I definitely won't accept that there's a person among us who would steal the key from Maria, use it, and do something so horrible.
You dumb motherfucker. Oh, you fucked yourself, Battler.
Oh, I give up. I resign. With regard to this one board in particular, I'll give up for now. But you really are naive, Battler.
Parting remarks are loser's privilege. Enjoy them as much as you want.
As long as you continue to deny my existence, you will eventually be cornered. After all, as long as you deny me, you will have to suspect those relatives that you have no end of love for. In the last moments, when you have to suspect one who is beloved to you, then you will definitely accept my existence.
Okay, so then, not at this stage in time, but maybe like the next game, the next episode, she's going to say a red truth that's like only 18 people that live on the island at the moment.
Yeah.
Force Battler to confront that thing he doesn't want to face.
Yep. Also, before I continue, I just gotta tend to cat things real quick.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I think we're just about done anyways, so no problem.
Yeah.
And
We finish up here.
Yeah, we finish up here, and I think we're good, because that's a great place to end it on.
Solving the locked room mystery with exactly what Kay said at the very beginning of it.
Because, you know...
The key was used.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's the simplest answer.
Yeah, you're going for, like... he's going for the most batshit things he can think of, and I understand. But, you know, go simple, bitch.
Yeah. Me and Case will think on Occam's razor.
Yeah.
Not entirely, but like... Yeah, it was like...
Oftentimes the simplest answer is the correct one.
Mhm.
It's used... The reason it's called Occam's razor is because it's used in mystery novels.
Yep.
It's a literary device.
Yeah, very quintessential one.
It's the same as Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, true.
No,
Mm,
it's a literary
Actually,
device,
so-
yes, but they're very different uses.
Yeah, well,
That's-
no, it's not the same as Chekhov, but they're both literary devices.
Yeah, I'll give you
Chekhov's
that.
gun being,
They're the
if
same
you
type
show
of
a gun
thing.
in the first act, you have to fire it by the third act.
Hence why Natsuhi got shot.
Occam's razor, oftentimes the simplest answer is the correct one.
mhm.
Anyway,
Right. Anyways. Certainly, you have taken this board. However, that naive logic will definitely destroy you. You can't win against me after all. Ushiromiya battler.
oh, that really was the end.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Wonderful timing.
All right, fantastic. Best place we could have ended.
Yeah.
Battler winning. Battler getting
Battler
that
got
dub.
a win, and then he's gonna fucking lose it next. But
Yeah. I mean, he still has 2 full episodes to, like, win, like,
Yeah.
fully.
I don't
He's
think
not
he
gonna win in
will.
the second episode.
Yeah, I don't think he'll win by the fourth because I
There's
think
a
the
reason
fourth is
why
where
he's on the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he'll be able to intuit how the Death Note works, but not the who done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he would call the Death Note a fucking he shows that like these two could possibly work as like a method of like say the name, someone dies. How it happens doesn't matter. That's a fucking devil's proof.
Yeah.
But
We're-
anyways, thanks
we're
y'all for stopping by.
basically doing-
Yeah.
The
Mm.
opposite of what Waver does. We're finding the how done it.
Yeah.
Waver does the why done it.
Mhm.
Sherlock Holmes does the who done it.
Columbo does the you done it.
Columbo does the in the beginning of every episode you watch this crime happen.
As I said, the
And
you
Columbo
done
figures
it.
it out. Yep.
But yeah. Thanks,
The reason
everyone,
why
for stopping
Columbo's
by.
on the would be able to solve the Death Note thing.
That's the
side.
funniest thing. Was it like a Gianni whatever? Like that
Yeah.
voice actor who does it? He's like Columbo talking to Light or L. Yeah, Light. Like short is like the funniest thing and the most accurate way. Because no one
Yeah.
knows Columbo's actual fucking name. First of all, so
Yeah.
he's straight up immune. And he'd also be able to fucking fish out everything going on. It's the best.
Yeah.
Wait, now I'm gonna need
we
to
know
watch.
that Columbo's married and that he has a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A dog that he loves a lot. You never see his wife.
Mhm.
No, but his wife seems to know everyone.
Yep. Yeah, but that was fun. It was nice being able to go on a monologue and not feel like a scumbag afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, if your dad didn't come in to like tell you to shut the fuck up earlier, it would have been fun to see you just like stand up and just go all out at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like go like fuck you, Beatrice. Like every like shouting everything, just tearing that bitch limb from limb, nailing a simpering smug fuck to the floor by his own words.
I would like to point out, my dad is the only one in the house that does not actively use headphones.
Why?
Because my mom's on the other side of the wall from me, but she's wearing headphones, so she can't hear me.
Yeah. Anything else y'all got? Or because I've already got someone I want in mind to raid, but
Not really. Battler getting them dubs raid.
or we could use the raid message I didn't use last week. Communist
Oh, yeah.
Battler in his fight against the magic capitalism witch.
Yep.
Communist fight man, sorry.
Yeah. Or comrade fight
Capitalism
man.
is magic.
Comrade fight man.
Comrade fight, man.
I wonder
You
if
must go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must go fight the capitalist bitch.
Okay, there's the raid message, and we're going to be raiding Phoebe because she's on her birthday stream
figured.
right now.
Yeah. I saw that Phoebe was live and was like, he's gonna raid her.
Yeah, 12-hour birthday stream. First time she's done it in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, she's the person I actively know and talk to more often than a couple other people I was got eye up rating. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Thanks all for stopping by. We will be back. We'll be back like next week, Friday and Saturday again, and we'll keep going
Yep,
forward to end this fucking bitch.
Yep. Have a safe Halloween, guys.
Yeah, have a safe
Yeah.
Halloween. Watch out for ICBMs in your Halloween candy.
Hey, if you find a 1911 in your Halloween candy, just send it to me.
Anyway, it's great talking to y'all. See you next week. Bye.
See ya.
Yeah.